Welcome to the show. I'm the judge. It's DG Courtroom. We're live. A little early tonight. 9:14 on the East Coast. Look at that. Feels different at this hour. Hopefully in the future we will be streaming similar hours to this, even earlier. Even earlier, guys. How about that? Tonight we have a special show for you. We are very excited and thrilled to bring in RudeM00se, TopShot community manager. That's right. What do we love? What have we streamed over 535 hours of content in the last 4 months about? TopShot. So tonight, Luna Beam, you're drinking coffee? I have coffee. Like, yeah. Honestly, I don't know what this time of day. Time, days in this NFT space, it's all, what does it mean, right? I don't know where it is. I'm drinking coffee at this hour, yeah. But right now, don't worry about that. We'll at some point, we'll fix our sleeping schedule. We'll learn how to sleep in this insane space. But for tonight, we will put that aside as we bring in an esteemed guest, a woman who is more intelligent than all of us combined. It'd be really cool to talk to RudeM00se about her experience at TopShot, how she got into it. She started with CryptoKitties, which I know nothing about. So it's time we learn about the kitties a little bit. We'll learn. Obviously, we'll talk a lot of TopShot, as you guys, as we all love that. And it's been what a ride, right? These last 4, 5, 6 months that I've been in there. 6 months, I think, for me now. Maybe 7 months. I don't even know how long it's been. It feels like 70 years though, right? So we'll talk, obviously, a lot of TopShot, what she does at TopShot, her thoughts about all kinds of things, her thoughts about the journey, right? The markets, it's been wild. I'm sure she has thoughts on a lot of things that we've been talking about for months. So really cool to get someone's thoughts from the inside, and also someone who's just really smart. And then she's also big into the whale community, which, again, whale means different things to different people. So we'll talk about what's the whale coin, what's the whale community that she's a part of. Hopefully we can learn about that as well, and hopefully we can just become a lot smarter tonight. And as always, we'll have a lot of fun. We'll have a lot of fun on the show, like we do every night. So, Chad, are you ready? Should we bring her in? I'm trying to, give a little time, as I know you guys are, always. Right now we're used to me coming on late, so trying to stall a little bit. Let the people come in. Also, guys, I don't really ask. Ever since we made Twitch partner, again, the views, they are what they are, right? So tonight, though, let's send some retweets. Let's bring the people. Let's go old school, right? Bring the people in here tonight because this is going to be a conversation that I think will be beneficial to a lot of people, right? So again, just retweet my tweet that I sent out. Let's bring them in so they can hear someone a lot smarter than me for once talk. Take one more sip of coffee. Actually, it's a vanilla latte, and then we'll bring in RudeM00se. Yeah, Poker Pro. I mean, the NBA Finals. I do blame the NBA Finals. That's what got us on this weird sleeping schedule. Yeah, and ever since we just, it's been an issue. All right, bring her in, guys. Let's go. She's behind me in the green room right now. She's not nervous. A lot of the guests, they're normally very nervous. She's not at all. You know? Yes, Ronnie. Benny Bear, how are you? Okay, Isaac, thank you for tweeting. RudeM00se says she's gonna dominate. Honestly, I think she's gonna have like a Jordan flu game here. All right, we're bringing her in. Now again, if there's any IT issues, you guys know I'm not the smartest man in the world here. Well, hopefully we'll figure it out. RudeM00se, are you there?
I am here.
You're there. Okay, hold on. I cannot see you. Now hold on, it's coming, guys. It's happening. Wow. Yeah, your office is. Wow, that's yeah, that's so cool. RudeM00se, we see her. Can you see me?
I can see you. Well, I can see you on the stream.
Okay, hold on. We'll get this to work. Guys, it's RudeM00se. Can let me hold on. Let me make sure chat can hear you. Can chat? Can you everyone hear RudeM00se? Okay. RudeM00se, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Obviously I go right to behind you. Honestly, if I get distracted, I'm just watching your honestly. No, what you have that's the Zion block. That's the Zion block. My favorite moment on the site, on the TopShot site, and we can just watch it forever. That is sensational. First off, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining tonight. How you doing?
I'm doing great, thanks. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. My sleeping schedule is a nightmare, but other than that, I'm doing well. I see you got your Raiders shirt on. I know you're a big Raiders fan.
I am a huge Raiders fan, and we've got preseason. They're doing good so far. I'm super psyched.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I barely knew preseason started. I mean, I think later on we'll talk in the show how do you keep in this insanity, this space. How do you find time? I mean, like, you're streaming, you're in the whale, you're working at TopShot. I mean, I don't know how you do it. I'm exhausted. It's never ending, right? It's never ending, and there's too much to learn and take in. Then again, I think the thing you got in so early, maybe you are an expert in this space, so it comes easier for you, maybe.
I think that there was definitely less when I started, so that was a little bit of an advantage because there wasn't as much to take in, and then it sort of escalated. But by then, I had a foundational knowledge to be able to expand into other projects. But still, like I will say, I don't sleep very much. I take naps more than anything else because there's always, like, crypto doesn't sleep.
Yeah.
TopShot doesn't sleep.
Yeah.
So there's always something happening.
That is what I've done to do. I take like two 90-minute naps a day now, and it's super bizarre, but that's the world that I currently live in. I don't know. Hopefully that will change at some point.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, what I found really interesting in the last week again, with TopShot starting, really pumping again, I've gone back to being afraid to sleep because TopShot, I'm gonna miss out on one of my moments. I'm monitoring several moments, and I'm nervous if I sleep, they're gonna pump, and I'm gonna miss out on buying them. And it's weird. It's exactly how I was when I first joined TopShot in late February. That I was scared to miss out. Back then, it was like a stress test. But also, there were so many weird pumps and so much was going on. Even in the Nine Lives Lounge, a lot of the OGs who I'm meeting there are talking about that it is getting similar vibes to back in those days. And it's been, I'd say, an interesting, we'll talk about the whole journey of TopShot the last 6 months, but just what are your thoughts on these since August 11th, but I would say since the off season, but just your take on this last few weeks in TopShot.
So I can echo what you've said about the OGs, saying it does feel like, the early days in January, but I actually joined TopShot as a collector, day one of the closed beta. So, when you talk about the history of TopShot, I've literally seen it all from the collector side and only officially joined the team in March. So historically, like I have far more experience like on the community, the collector side, than the Dapper side, and it does really feel like a lot of the early days, like after we came out of closed beta and things started opening up in January. But that's something that I will say, like I have, being in this space for a while, expected, because everything is cyclical, and we've seen this with every other product, as we, not just Dapper, but like the crypto space as a whole, things kind of go and there's a hype cycle and there's a lull for a while and you get kind of, the bear market, and, people stress about it unless they've been here a while, because you can tell like who's kind of newer and who's not, because the people who are stressing generally haven't been through this, a time or three. And so it's interesting to see, kind of now that you all are also experiencing this, and it's, getting the comeback, and I think it'll make it easier, the next couple times the market goes through these types of cycles, because it does look scary if you haven't seen it before.
So I mean, I was gonna ease into this, but you kind of led me right into the first kind of line of questioning. So, I find it really interesting that so you kind of weren't. It seems again, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, that you weren't. You kind of expected this, right? So, do we think that's kind of how Dapper TopShot also kind of expected this rebound? And also, when you say you expected, did you expect it so soon? Right? I mean, like I know personally myself. Now you are privy to a lot of stuff that I'm not behind the scenes, but I was waiting. I thought maybe, again, I stayed in TopShot. We stayed in TopShot every night. We've been streaming it more than anyone in the world because we believe in the product. We like even when we were going down, we knew this was a generational thing. We've heard Roham and Jacob talk about it, and we the product in our minds was so vastly superior to the other NFTs. Again, none of this gas wars and the MetaMasks. It's just such a simple product. It's a beautiful product. We love basketball, and we weren't going anywhere. We weren't going anywhere, and we knew that it would. Well, we truly believed that it would rebound, but we didn't think it would happen this soon. Now, again, so from your perspective, were you expecting it, I guess, this soon, or were you just in your back of your mind, you didn't know when, you were just confident, and I guess if you want to talk about TopShot or Dapper in general, were just confident this would happen? And maybe also, is that why during the last 5-6 months, when a lot of people were panicking, right? My chat, a lot of nights, a lot of FUD was going on, where you guys again don't at times aren't very vocal, right? You do things at your own pace at TopShot. Were you guys just very confident in your ability to get this back pumping again? And so you were like, okay, we hear people, but we know what we're doing. They just gotta wait, relax, and this is eventually we're gonna get this on the right track again.
So I think that definitely, I mean, the people working at Dapper have been in this space for quite a while, starting with CryptoKitties, and then actually finding that Ethereum wasn't conducive to creating these large-scale projects like they were looking at for TopShot, or even large-scale games like we're looking at moving CryptoKitties to Flow as the version 2, because CryptoKitties broke Ethereum when it came out. Like it initially proved that this wasn't going to be a sustainable environment. That's why we have Flow, and that's why we built TopShot on Flow. And so there's a lot going on behind the scenes, and these are things that have been publicly said, but I think it's one of those things that no matter how many times people say it, until you experience it, you're going to have a really hard time believing it. And that's kind of, what we see with the community is that, people are excited about the NBA, they're excited about the fandom, and they're like, yes, like we can finally have these dynamic ways to display our excitement about the teams and the players. And, so that was like the draw of NBA TopShot, having this way to represent your fandom. And so there was the hype, and then perhaps some speculation, and a lot of times, like we've seen this in every community in the crypto space, the community tends to speculate beyond what each of the companies, the project founders, has said, and then, kind of finding that balance between what the community has speculated and hyped and what you're actually building. There's always a bit of a negotiation there. And so with the community, community, kind of rolling out. It's not, I think, always in the best interest to be pushing out like those regular communications, because I mean, we could tell you that it's going to get better, and obviously as the product continues to build and grow, like we weren't pushing marketing, we were organically growing a lot of the space and scaling up the infrastructure. That was something that was huge for the last couple months, talking about the scaling of the infrastructure, the site improvements, etc. And with those, like knowing that you have a solid product, it's going to continue to increase and grow. But it's a hard thing to get people to believe just by saying it. So, to some extent, I think that really waiting until, it's happening like we see here now, like that's something that, you went through the cycle of like the hype, the fun, now you're coming back, and like that's kind of standard for the crypto space, interestingly enough.
Yeah, see, I think like, to me, all that is really fascinating, because I just joined the site, right? I just found TopShot, right? I think I'm a daily fantasy sports player, right? And I think I was watching a few of the streams before lock, and they were going, and a couple of the experts or people who do analysis for them kept mentioning TopShot. And then one day I'm like, all right, I need to check this out. And I found the product, and to me, it was a basketball product, and I was so excited to find it, and I was hooked immediately, and I just wanted to collect. I didn't know crypto, I didn't know an NFT, it didn't even dawn on me. I'm like, I don't care, it's NFT, NFT, doesn't mean anything to me. This is unbelievable, and I was just buying, I was collecting, and I didn't know, I didn't know any of the things you're talking about, the mindset of a crypto and what's happening in the space prior to me, and I've had to learn all of that kind of on the fly and also like the user base they were thinking differently than I was, and it's just I think that's kind of been the steepest curve that I've had to kind of figure out in this space, and then not obviously with TopShot, but then also moving on to other NFTs. It is. You do have to kind of stop a little bit, remind yourself, okay, this is an NFT, and it does have a user base that reflects that, right? And then that user base, it just has a different mindset than maybe a basketball fan who finds the site for the first time.
And it's, I think, interesting too, because with TopShot, like even in the closed beta and from the early days, it was something that the goal of the product was always to create a way for people to display their fandom, have it be the currency of fandom. And in order to do that, but kind of also fit into the NFT space, you need to have the balance of scarcity. So that's why we have like rare and legendary moments, things that are much harder to obtain because they have lower numbers, but also have ways for everybody to get involved. Because if literally your whole product is super scarce and you're excluding people from participating, like that's a stopper for adoption, really. And so, we saw that when we'd come out of closed beta, and this is while I was still part of the community, and I was watching, because here I was like during closed beta, and even like the first maybe couple weeks of open beta, I was like selling a bunch of my S1s for $1 because that was the floor at the time, and like I was fine with that because I bought stuff, and I will say that I kept one of each moment so I could complete the set, but then everything else I was like, well, I don't need duplicates, and it'd be cool if other people complete things. So like I was just selling things for the floor price, because I mean that's my general mindset. I'd much prefer to share, and I know that's going to make a bunch of people like cringe, but it's my account history is something else, and having that discrepancy between the supply and demand, their closed beta didn't have as many people, so the supply was much higher than demand. Then we opened it up, and suddenly there weren't as many moments as people, which made the price go up for sure, but that also makes it harder for the basketball fans who are joining the site, and they're like, oh, I want to participate, I want to get these plays, but why are they like crazy expensive? Because
right.
There needs to be some balance, and that's something that I think had always been a narrative that was being shared, but not perhaps as loudly as some of the other narratives that were being pushed in the community. And so, then obviously we had, kind of that roller coaster, and then people were concerned about oversupply because there suddenly was, again, just like closed beta, more supply than there was demand, because the number of collectors had not yet caught up to the number of moments.
Right.
So, it's something that, like, as a collector, I had already seen this play out once, and knew that, as we continue to go, like, it's going to come back. We're going to see more collectors joining. We're going to see more people, NBA fans, excited about the product, excited about collecting, but we need to make sure they can build their collections as well. So understanding the product from both a fandom and a scarcity level is important.
So I know in the past you guys have talked a lot about, right, having an entry point for new users. New users can come into the site and they can get moments for a couple bucks, right? And maybe they can get a Luka for 10, 15 bucks, a LeBron, which is not pumping a bit with all everything's pumping, but a LeBron for 25, 30 bucks, right? And get your best player and not have to, like you talked about earlier, like come on, like when we joined on the site, right, guys? Everything was pretty wild. I mean, for a bench warmer, we were it was like an S1 debut. I don't know what the floor was, $200 for a player who was going to be out of the league in a year. And I, but that's what the floor was, and we were like, that's a great deal. I mean, it was just you had to kind of just, that was the way things were back then. And again, I'm in February, and you joined. You've seen this cycle again, like you just already said, play out. When it was $1, and it's just, I guess it's all relative, right? What time you joined the platform, but I mean, it has been super interesting to, again, you guys have talked about getting that entry point low for new users. So I have to imagine you guys are feeling pretty good right now, right? Because what's been different about the last 12 days in this pump, while a lot of stuff is pumped, the floor for a lot of moments is still pretty good for a new user. They can come in and get a lot of good stuff still, even some rares, still under $100. Even maybe under $80 for some MGLEs. Again, LaMelo's going a little crazy right now, is $40K, but right now the new user can come in and get some good moments, and also the moments that have pumped, it's been the rares, it's been the scarce moments, it's been kind of the moments that we all along expected those to be the coveted moments that everyone would want. So right now, and I think in the past, the moments, I've not seen many pumps, unfortunately, in my TopShot career, but the ones that we have seen, they've seemed more artificial, right? Driven kind of by collector scores and by pack releases, and this one just seems more organic. It's just different. Do you kind of agree with that concept?
I do, and I think that the one that we're seeing now is also, kind of coinciding with a lot of the pumps in the rest of the crypto space. So we're seeing a lot of NFTs, we're seeing a lot of token prices going up. So, collectively, and that's kind of how everything seems to go. Like, generally, the rising tide raises all ships. So, like, crypto as a whole, people are excited about it. So now everything's kind of going up. The adoption is going up, getting new users, both TopShot and just the greater crypto space. I mean, we just saw Visa today bought a CryptoPunk, which I think is hilarious because I did an internship there 3 summers ago. And they were so anti-crypto at the time that they had, like, all crypto sites, including CryptoKitties, blocked on their network.
Jesus.
And so I saw that today and giggled. But
so you make an interesting point, though. So if do you envision this is always going to be the case, that whatever happens with crypto, that's going to kind of correlate to what's happening in the TopShot market, or as the space evolves, as we get more marketing, as we get more NBA fans on the platform, will that shift? Like, will we go from mostly a crypto user base, which I think we have now, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, to more of an NBA? Like, this is something that we talk about on the show all the time, and it's such a difficult conversation because people think I'm attacking crypto people, and again, maybe I haven't addressed it the right way. It's a delicate discussion to have. But like, I think TopShot will be better off when we start focusing more on the fans, people who want to collect the product, and basketball fans, and kind of get away from what I envision the crypto mentality, which is more of, it's an investment. Let's make some money here. Let's flip what we can, and we'll move on to the next one. If it's a PFP, I'm ready. Whatever's going to pop next, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to sell whatever I need to jump into the next hottest thing. Whereas my philosophy, my community's philosophy is, no. We're staying here because we want to collect, and we love Top Shot. We're not. We think the Gutter Cats, is fine, but we are here. This is where we want to be, and that's why it was so frustrating for me in these last 6 months to see everyone leave the space. The content creators, the influencers, they all got some quote unquote famous via Top Shot, and suddenly at the first time that we get a little bumps in the road, some obstacles, they, in my opinion, are abandoning ship. And I'm like, what are you doing? Let's work on how to fix this. Let's not abandon. I'm not abandoning anything. Like, where are you going? Where are you running off to? Stay with me. Stay with me here. This product is where you're going to want to be. And you can see I'm very passionate about Top Shot, and it just really it was super frustrating to see. And it seems I have a feeling that you guys at Top Shot were like, we knew this was going to happen. They'll come back. We know. And like, so I'm curious to get your mindset, Top Shot's mindset in when you guys were seeing kind of the people leave and the enthusiasm just skyrocket for these other NFTs. Meanwhile, the enthusiasm is going down for Top Shot, and people are leaving. But again, so how did you guys feel about that when that's happening? Because again, you publicly, as you said, you guys were just very, very relaxed. You guys were never panicking, at least as far as I know. So I'm curious to get your thoughts there, and then also the crypto space versus an NBA fan. Where do you envision that on the platform? And again, will this always be a roller coaster? If we're going to be riding with the crypto, it seems like then it may be a little bit more volatile than I was thinking.
So I think that, as you pointed out, like right now, a large majority of our collector base is, I would say, more crypto-centric than straight NBA fandom. And that, I think, is, something that I'd pointed out since the early days, because even closed beta, like, who was this target demographic for closed beta? Well, the people who are experiencing crypto,
right,
because you're trying out a brand new crypto platform, but then expanding that to, the NBA fans and try and get people who, are excited about the NBA, but maybe like kind of curious about crypto. Like there's definitely like a transitional onboarding process where the people who I think have been in currently were either already crypto native or far more open to looking into it, instead of like, my parents who up until honest to God last month were like, this makes no sense, what are you doing, like this is a pretend thing. And I'm like, no, like it's real. And they started seeing it on the news, and suddenly they're like, okay, do you want to tell us about it now?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, well, let me explain my last 3.5 years. Yes. So it's interesting though, because I, as I was explaining, like my early days, I think that my personal approach, and this is just reflective of me as a collector and a person in the NFT space, but like my personal approach was very similar to what you're explaining, where like I was here because I thought the product is cool. Like I have always been a much bigger NFL fan than NBA, but I've taken this as an opportunity to get more into the NBA and learn more about basketball and the players and kind of the culture there, and it's exciting. But was something that, like I said, like I didn't stack a bunch of moments, because early on I was like, okay, I got duplicates, like I'm gonna sell them so other people can get them, and I'm selling them, the floor price, because I, was never interested in focusing more on the money than the people. So for me, being able to, give other people the opportunity was something that was really exciting, and being able to share the hype and like, oh, you need a thing. Like I was doing streams and gifting moments back when you literally couldn't gift to somebody until they already had an account with one moment in it. Like it was like December. And, so those were things that like I was doing marble streams, and I was giving, 20, 30 moments away a night just for fun, and trying to get people involved in the platform. And so, but even the people that I was getting involved were still crypto people, because, those were the circles that I was, hanging out in. And so it makes sense. And expanding more to the NBA fandom, which I think that we'll see, as we saw with Summer League, like having the kiosk at Summer League, and
awesome, kind
of getting the fans who are in person there, like pulling them in, like that's going to be really exciting to help with the adoption, because then like you're there, you can see what it is, and talk to somebody about it, and that'll ease the adoption for sure. So we're going to see more of that, and I think that we will get a more diverse collector base, which is important, and looking forward to seeing that for sure.
So during the last 5-6 months, were you guys concerned kind of at all? And I know you kind of joined in March. Was there again when the market was kind of kept going down and down? Was there concern? Was there any? What was kind of TopShot's thinking regarding, you know what? Because I know like even during the playoffs, right? I was like, guys, the playoffs. That's our Super Bowl. That's when we're gonna see TopShot do some crazy stuff. And again, it just kept going down. Even then, that's the first time. I think the only time when I started to do when I was a little bit. I wasn't concerned. I was a little frustrated, right? I was like this. But I also understood because the toxicity at that time was pretty bad. And I don't know if I was running a product, would have wanted to bring new people into a space when you had people fudding that much. So it's frustrating. But again, if I understood if that's why TopShot was kind of like, you know what, God, not the right time for us to turn things on. So like from your perspective, is that kind of what did you guys think as you saw this great boom in February and then just kind of constant trickling downwards for 5 months from your perspective? What was going on kind of in your head, TopShot's head, and even during the playoffs when we continued all the way through the finals to continue to go down a little bit and people, again, getting a little bit more and more frustrated and more people leaving the platform?
So I will give you my personal background because I think it's probably relevant here. But like I said, I started with the close, like the very first day of closed beta. So buying the cosmic packs and everything. Like I was super into the product. And when we get to January, February, and those peak prices, that was my max account value. And also when I got the offer to join the TopShot team, and really it was I started pushing Dapper, and I'm like, look, I've been moderating your CryptoKitties server, and I've been moderating TopShot, and I've taken some days off work because I needed to spend time fighting fires in the Discord and trying to explain to General Motors that, hey, we're having an emergency on the interwebs and I need to take care of that. It was a tricky thing. So it's I need to be part of this, and I'm willing to put my account on hold, which at that point, at that peak, my account was the moment ranks value was over $2 million. So
Jesus,
yes, not a trivial account. But to me, being able to be part of the team and work on fixing a lot of the stresses that the community was having and kind of those communication issues between Dapper and the community and work out those transparency issues, that seemed like something that was worth far more than, look, I can sell my stuff to people who eventually are going to, end up being either trying to resell it or be where we were. And being part of the space for so long, I'd much rather be able to have a collectively happy community. And that's something that as we saw the last couple of months, things have been stressful for sure as the market sort of self-regulated. And that's the interesting thing about crypto is it's not something that the companies who put out the projects manage. They don't manage the market. That's something that's fully community based. So all of the moments, they're yours. You choose what price to sell, and if that's something that everybody perhaps starts dropping prices, we see what we saw, and it's interesting for sure. But something that for me, I was we need to kind of work on the long term and the streamlining of the process. And so that's why we saw kind of office hours that I was doing with Jacob every Friday, and we've found the office hours in its previous iteration wasn't really hitting the right notes because we're at the point where there's not new information every week that we can release. So it's a lot of we have the same questions, but we don't yet have an answer, and it feels bad to be here's the same things with
right.
Nothing that we can release right now. So that's what TopShot and the Dapper team we have a whole community focused on what the community is doing, whether that's Discord or the different social media channels. And like, even if we're not interacting with everybody, we're seeing what's going on and we're making those observations and internally digesting that, disseminating it within the team, and finding ways to work on alleviating those problems, even if it's not something we can fix right now. It's something that we can get on the internal, map to get straightened out. So I think that we're seeing the result of that now, as a lot of these, stressors have been starting to get sorted out.
So DCM, thanks for the resub. Now that's pretty cool though. So that I didn't know. So that was really kind of why you wanted to work at Dapper. So in March you kind of saw, look, I want to help. I want to help. Like maybe we're going down a little bit, but like I want to help solve some of these issues and some of the, you saw some of the, again, like you said, mentioned in TopShot Discord, which we'll talk a little bit about, because I think you had to monitor those that site, which can get tricky at times. So you kind of saw what was going on, and we're like, you know what? I'm willing to put my massive account on hold, and again, to join the team, and that's kind of what made you officially want to pull the trigger and take a leap and join Dapper.
Yep. So I started those conversations like the beginning of February. So that was something that between the onboarding with Dapper and the leaving my current job. Because I was at General Motors as a software engineer. And so, that whole transition took about a month. And so that's why I ended up joining March 1st. And Dan in chat has asked, now that I'm working at Dapper, I cannot buy moments, nor can I sell or trade them. The moments that are already in my account, I can have because I bought them. But I also can't participate in any challenges, even though I've had enough moments to complete most of them recently. It's not something that can be used. The account simply hangs out and looks cool.
So can you community manager? Can you a little kind of explain what that entails? What kind of your job it does entail at TopShot? And also, I know it still says CryptoKitties in your bio. So is that, I know nothing about CryptoKitties, nothing, except that it was just the gateway to find TopShot for a lot of people. So whatever you want to share regarding kind of what you do now, community manager of TopShot, and also just if you want to give a little background into how the CryptoKitties, if you're still working on that. Honestly, guys, I don't even know. I think they still exist, right? Because I know you give some away on your stream. But if you're still working on that, if you again, how much of your current job is devoted to CryptoKitties versus TopShot, and kind of just what you're doing on a day-to-day basis.
So to get the background, I'll start with when I started playing CryptoKitties, which was in January of 2018. So that was CryptoKitties launched at the end of November 2017. So it was 2 months late. And they had their initial huge bubble right at the beginning launch. So I joined right after that because my ex, we were together at the time, and he was listening to crypto podcasts, and he was I heard this really goofy thing where people are selling these pictures of cats for thousands of dollars. And I was like, okay, that sounds interesting. What's this website? And he's like, no, it's stupid. Don't waste money on it. And I was like, okay, but what's the website anyway? So I ended up looking at the CryptoKitties website, and it's unfortunately updated since then, but at the time, the FAQ say it was yes, these are digital kitties that are DTF, which was absolutely hilarious. And I was like, okay, I don't know anything about crypto at all, but I will figure it out, take my money. You clearly have a good sense of humor. You're my people, yeah. So I need to get involved in this.
That's fine.
And yeah, and so I ended up figuring out MetaMask. I had to get Coinbase to get ETH to send it to MetaMask. I'm this is a whole it was a journey for sure. And
honestly, I still sweat when someone says that, because I still remember my first time trying to do that. And chat knows, holy, it's a lot. Even now I still get nervous. But when you're first that introduction, it's something, right? Yikes. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
It really was. And so it was interesting because I bought my first kitty on January 17th, and I was super excited, lurking in the Discord, which I had already been in Discord because all the gaming stuff on the wall. You can see played World of Warcraft, Diablo, and Overwatch for years. And so for me, this made sense because I was looking at the kitties, and I'm okay, so there's breeding, buying, selling, this reminds me of the World of Warcraft auction hall. Like, this is something that you can essentially like have your stuff, and I had a bunch of in-game gold, but I can't turn that into real money. With the kitties, I like could totally end up cashing out, and that's interesting. Or I could just buy more kitties and other things, which is what happened. But so I was doing that, and ended up like I was in the Discord and chatting with people, and it was like the Wild West back then. So like a very kind of rowdy dude bro sort of culture, and I'd like ask questions, and sometimes people would like treat me like I was dumb because I had a question, and here I was like, how do you expect more people to want to play if you're mean to the newcomers? Like,
Right.
what is this nonsense?
Yeah.
And so I ended up mobbing a bunch of people just because it's sort of my role, and how they ended up making me one of the moderators. And then it came to be about April, May, where they were like, we want to do some streaming. Like anybody know how to work Twitch? And I had previously been like streaming World of Warcraft raids and stuff. So I was like, yeah, like I have a Twitch, I could probably figure this out. And so ended up becoming like the main content creator for CryptoKitties, where every other week we do like fancy chases and like training sessions, and I'd just join, and people would ask questions about CryptoKitties, and I'd answer them, and we have fun as a community, solve a bunch of clues and treasure hunts and discover new kitties. So that's like how that started, and we went through that for like 2 years, just like making content every time CryptoKitties would do like a collaboration with another NFT. So like the golf, Block Leads Golf, they had a collaboration where if you made a specific CryptoKitty, you could redeem it for a golfer, and so that's cool. But the directions were not very clear for anybody who wasn't super crypto native, so I ended up making like Google Docs on how to do the thing.
Yeah.
And just like answer, because otherwise I was in the Discord answering questions, so it made my moderating job easier by making resources. Is pretty much what happened.
Right.
And so then when I came to TopShot, and they were like, oh, we're gonna launch this project, do you want to moderate that too? Which was cool, but it was still all like volunteer stuff. So I was like doing all of this in my spare time because it was fun and exciting. And my educational background, I have degrees in both communication and computer science, so like the space is perfect for that combination.
Right.
And then it came down to once TopShot really started picking up, and I was like, look, like I have the right background. I don't think there's many people in the space that have more knowledge about the Dapper space than me, and we need to make a lot of these improvements to make sure that the community is well settled and happy, and being heard, because that's kind of the biggest thing in the space, is making sure that people are feeling like they're heard, and we're taking actions that are going to be in the best interest of the community. So that's how I ended up going through and ended up being the community manager for both CryptoKitties and TopShot. And my job really includes being in touch with the community. So day to day, that's being in Discord, being on social media, it's working with influencers for promotional stuff that's more recent. A lot of my specific role is being the liaison between here's what the community said and here's how that translates to what we need to do. Because that was kind of why I got the computer science degree second, was I was like, look, like I know what people want, but I don't know if what they want is feasible to build. So like connecting those dots was something that I was really interested in before, and found this space where I could apply that.
That's super cool, because I mean, like, honestly, the main reason why I started streaming, at least one of the top ones, is I felt like our voices weren't being heard, right? I felt like again, it was so dominated by the OGs who got in so early, and again, nothing to disparage them, they got in early, right? They knew crypto, I didn't. Like, they found the space before me, and they benefited from that. And I felt that kind of the people who joined when I did, unfortunately, when the market was already here, and then we all, just were on the wrong side of the ride at first. Now we're back. But I felt like kind of our voice was kind of getting drowned out because every show I watched, every stream I watched, it was kind of always the people who joined early, right? And it was always, I was hearing their perspective, and I was like, wait a minute, what about our perspective? because we obviously see things a little differently, right? And again, it's just a matter of when when you join the site. And also for me, it was more, I was taking it more from not a crypto experience, more from a basketball and more of a fandom approach. I'm more of a just let's collect, because I love the product and I want to be here forever. So I think that's really cool. That kind of that's one of your main tasks, is kind of just focusing that everyone's voice is going to be heard, because it's I would imagine extremely challenging, right? Because you never can please everyone in this space. It moves so fast. I don't know. Like, when you what's kind of your philosophy in kind of making that happen, and how is that even possible? Because as you know, right, in like the TopShot Discord, and people just, I think it's because real money's involved, right? And when real money's involved, people just they freak out. They freak out when they see their account, in the red, and it goes down, and it's just, your job is tough. So I guess what would you envision? Kind of what's when you're like, that's a successful day. Today what I did, that was successful. And kind of your thoughts on how we can make sure everyone's voices are heard.
I mean, I definitely think that with the successful days, because I mean, I spend every day, including some weekends, like in at least 2 to 4 hours of meetings internally.
Okay.
And a lot of that, for my particular role, like I guess sort of like the Jiminy Cricket, where like if you seen Pinocchio, like Jiminy Cricket is like the conscience, like that little voice that like speaks up and go, hey, is this maybe not such a good idea? And so I'm sort of that role, but on behalf of the community. So it technicality, like, this is a great idea, but how will it actually play out? Knowing our current collector base, knowing who, essentially that we're trying to keep them happy, but also trying to bring in more people, because at the end of the day, like, the more fans we have collecting TopShot and loving TopShot, like, increasing the adoption, the better that it will be for everybody on the platform. But that's a hard thing to see sometimes. And, as you mentioned, it's, if you have a bunch of, folks who are perhaps unhappy about certain things, it's hard to bring new folks in. It's,
right.
Throwing them to the wolves, essentially.
Yeah.
So making sure that a lot of, those stresses are addressed is a top priority. And some days that's easier than others, for sure. But always something that, we're trying to improve the communication, trying to be more proactive with communication and planning. And I know that I've seen a lot of when roadmap, questions in the chat. And
Chat. We'll get to your questions. I know right now it's hard for me to read the chat. Well, I promise you, we'll leave time at the end so you guys can ask your questions. I promise.
Yeah, with roadmaps, it's something that, as you may have noticed, like, we've been working on getting better at those. So those have been coming out in blog styles. There's not like a specific here, TopShot /roadmap. But with the blogs, those are, something that we're trying to roll out the plans. And I think that you'll see, as we work toward the run-up back and the future activations, and then the next series, like, we'll continue to provide clarity on what to expect before we're dropping packs and starting new sets and, kind of rolling things out. And that will continue to improve as all of the processes improve and as we, streamline the product moving forward.
Is there a reason that you guys have not laid out a summer kind of off-season roadmap? Like, I thought we kind of would get at least more of a hints in terms of run it backs, maybe rake back, maybe not. Maybe an update on hardcore, the trade tickets. And is there kind of? I kind of think you guys like putting you like getting the expectations kind of low and being like, here you guys go. How about that? Tickets to NBA draft. Here you go. Tickets to summer league. Here you go. I mean, and something that does cause that did it worked. It got us excited. It got people back on the platform. It got us pumping again. Bringing TopShot, bringing back all the utility, but it was unexpected. Is there kind of like, what's the balance with giving us unexpected these unbelievable things that you guys can do it whenever you want to snap your fingers? You guys can make these magical things happen, and we'll hopefully talk a little bit about the upcoming utility and the vision and the future of what TopShot can do. But in terms of laying out a roadmap, is there what's kind of the thought in the summer league? It doesn't seem like we've got one as of yet. In the summer off season, are we going to, or does TopShot right now? Are you guys pretty content with? Look, we'll give you this a little bit here, a little bit there, and on our time frame when we're ready, not when you're ready.
So, as you mentioned, like, there's definitely a huge benefit to under promising and over delivering.
Yeah.
And that's a lesson that I think has had to be learned a couple times, because this was also something that CryptoKitties had run into. And it got, I would say, to the point where I was like, stop hyping leaks, because as soon as you mention a topic,
yep,
if you don't provide the full details like it's happening right now, that gives the community a lot of freedom to speculate and create their own narrative,
right,
which is a really big risk, because the longer that goes on, the higher the expectations become, to the point where you almost get into this trap where you had something cool, but because the expectations are so high, like, it's going to be a disappointment anyway.
right.
So, as unfortunate as that is, it means that a lot of these things, as you said, maybe don't get released as early. They're not hinted about as early, because we're trying to make sure that it's still exciting when we release it.
Yeah. I mean, it's
that's something we see. It's not unique to Dapper by any means. That's something that happens in space everywhere.
So where's the balancing act then? Like, I mean, between giving a roadmap and also still getting us excited. Is it kind of giving us a bare bones roadmap? Is it kind of giving us just breadcrumbs and not giving us a fully transparent roadmap? I mean, that's there's no easy answers here. That's a tough line to straddle, right?
It really is, and that's something that we're continually working on. As I mentioned, we're like rolling out details on blogs, but also part of the reason that we had to stop with the office hours in its previous iteration, because we were doing it and we're like, okay, what's new and up and coming, and then we'd hint about things, but then if they didn't happen within a short period of time, people are like, oh, it's not happening now, or like those sort of stresses. So definitely say we're having an activation, and then we do office hours after to answer all the questions about the thing that we've just released. We're going to try that out and see how that works next.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I think a lot of it also is just the space, right? I mean, because one day is like a year in like normal worlds in this space, right? So like, if people don't see, if Jacob mentions the rake back, and every day, rake back when, right? We see it every day, like every day on Twitter, social media, in my shows, right? Rake back when. I mean, if there's something is mentioned, people will never forget. And again, this space is moving so quickly. I can see from your point of view why maybe you're like, you know what, we just won't say anything, and we'll release it all at once when we're ready, and that way you guys can be excited about it, and there'll be none of this fudding, and you guys can just have a genuine reaction that's just all positive.
Right, and I know that people have questions about when rake back and when root back, but I don't have answers for those tonight. That's not something that I will even remotely speculate on timelines, because it's not ready for release, and that's where we are at.
In terms of the future, what excites you the most, looking at TopShot from like a 3-month, 6-month kind of year perspective, which I think are all different. Again, this space, I hate even putting time frames on anything. You don't even have to answer that in time frames if you want. Just what kind of excites you the most going forward in terms of TopShot? Because like once the off season's hit, we've seen you guys have turned it on, right? You've turned on some of the utility that we've kind of been waiting and hoping and thinking is going to happen, and now we're starting to see some of it, and it's exhilarating. So from your perspective, kind of what kind of excites you the most, as again, we're kind of just truly beginning the journey of what TopShot can be and ultimately become.
I'm super excited to see people connecting to the things they love in new and novel ways. Like the fact that, you can be an NBA fan before and, watch the games, and that's awesome. But now you actually have a way to, gain a stake in the game, have the ownership, have, collections that end up having the potential to reward you with real life utility. So we're seeing, people are going to games. We're seeing if you're going to games, you have the Top Shot moments. You're getting, any of those like IRL activations or some of the merch that's tied with it. Those are really interesting things that, before, you're watching the game at home and, that's kind of the extent of it. Or you go to the bar, you're watching a game with your friends, having a couple drinks, but you leave and that's the end of the interaction, right? Like it doesn't have a lasting property. Whereas, with Top Shot, now you've got the moment from the game. You can say, like, I was there, I saw this thing happen, check this out. And that's, a really, I think for me, an interesting thing, because I'm huge into live music and concerts. And so having, like, the ticket stubs, which were super awesome, but they don't make, like, paper ticket stubs anymore. So what do I do as a music fan to prove that I was there? Like, having moments for NBA really could be extended to having moments for any other experience, but you conversely could have, this moment commemorating the thing that you were at, or the thing that, you were watching it with your dad, and, there was like some momentous life event. So there's some really interesting dynamics that are happening that, for me, like, it's always been more about the community and seeing all of these connections that are being made with people.
First of all, that is, with the ticket stubs, that's true. Like when I was a kid, and I would go to I remember the Bucks always sucked. I'm from Wisconsin. The Bucks were always horrible. But like we had it one year with Glenn Robinson, Ray Allen. We made the conference finals. Every ticket stub during that playoff run, I collected and I framed it. It had the big. I love Glenn Robinson, the big dog. Like that is true. Like we don't see that anymore. Like I think a lot of the fascination, the excitement with a lot of this stuff. At least for me, it does. A lot of it brings you back to like simpler times and fun times, and when you were a kid and you're collecting and like whether it was physical basketball cards or ticket stubs. A lot of that stuff now you can do kind of as an adult, and it's going to become so prevalent, and just all these things that we thought we couldn't do anymore are kind of now we'll be able to do again, and everyone will be able to do, and like you said, as a community we can do it together. Which again, that aspect I think was never really there as a kid. It was I'd collect my stuff, and ticket stub, and I'd hang it on a wall, and that was it. Now I can like share it with everyone. I can share it with my entire community, right? I can let the entire social media. I can tweet it out. You can do so many things with it.
Posted a couple links in chat.
Okay.
Both to my Instagram and also to this tweet that I made this whole thread like the end of July because I got this email from the Flow team where it's saying that the Kings are launching smart tickets as NFTs on Flow, and I was like, oh my god, this is it. Like, this is a thing that when I first was looking at CryptoKitties and thinking about like what else NFTs could be, and like here they are, like, because I got like a bunch of concert tickets, and I think there's maybe a screenshot of them in there too, but I'm like looking at my wallet, and let's see, I think I can show you on screen. Like, here's all my concert tickets now. Like, this is what I have. Like, I've got tickets to the draft in there because I went to the NFL draft. I've got tickets to upcoming concerts, but I can't do anything with them.
Right.
And here, like, if we had them as NFTs, then I could put them in a showcase. I could like share them socially. That would be amazing. And so, like, this is the future of where we're going, and that's so exciting to me.
And this is why for me, like I saw everyone else leaving Top Shot, right, to go into the profile picture space, and sure, some of them look really cool, and hopefully after we'll leave Top Shot in a few minutes, and we'll talk more about. I know vast wealth of knowledge on the NFT space in general, and we'll talk about the whale coin and the whale community as well. Which I don't know. You may be running soon. Now, who knows? I don't know what's going on there. But I know very little about. I'm super excited to learn about that. But I kept always going back to Top Shot because I was like, what's the like? I like my pig, my duck, my cat, my dog, but what's the real utility that these can really provide for me, right? And like, you compare it to Top Shot, and for me, there's no comparison. Now, I'm a little biased, I think, but like, I just think what we can do on Top Shot is so, again, there's no limit. That your imagination is the limit, right? And I don't want to have a limit on Top Shot. I believe the utility, it can be so great, and it can be so expansive, and it can be so never ending. And again, we can just if we have creative people, on the team, which I think we do at Dapper, like we can. It's good. It's so exciting to see what we can do in that space, and you compare it to the other projects out there, and that's why I'm always just. I think Top Shot is just so far and above the gold standard.
It's so exciting.
Right? But
it's really interesting. I always kind of wonder, as you know, because I joined the NFT space 3.5 years ago now, and it's really interesting because we're in this like real time paradigm shift with how people are experiencing the world, and that was really kind of exacerbated with the pandemic and how everyone is like stuck inside and online and having to find ways to supplement their previous social interactions. But like here we have this like entirely new way to experience the world, and I just wonder, like, did previous generations who went through something like this like realize so acutely how much things were changing in real time?
I mean,
one of the thoughts that keeps me up some nights.
I mean, honestly, well, we don't sleep anymore. What do you mean? Yeah, that's why we're not sleeping, probably. I mean, yeah, it's
pretty much.
Yeah, it is. Honestly, if you would have told me what I'd be doing like 6 months ago, where I'd be today, I would have said you're out of your mind. Like, this is not possible. I mean, last night, me and my community were genuinely up in a Discord call up until I think 8:30 in the morning, looking at we're trying to figure out Top Shot moments, and in the middle of that, someone's saying, hey, you got to buy this crow because he's got a chess piece in his mouth, and that's going to give you a yearly access to or lifetime access to chess.com, even though I don't play chess at all, I know nothing about it. And then I'm buying that, and meanwhile I'm looking at all these Top Shot moments, figuring out what's the best one to buy, and it's just you lose track of time and you get lost in this world, and it's just again, it's just really a fascinating thing to be a part of, and I think it's really cool that like your title, community manager, like you're kind of, it seems like you're the voice of reason, and to make sure that we do have like an expansive community that can share in all this together.
That's definitely like the role of, I would say, like, it's not just unique to me because we have a whole community team that's doing this, and you see a lot of the guys in the Discord, like, really active and interacting, not just in our Discord, but in the other Discord communities that are related to our project. And, it definitely like takes a village in order to keep it running. So huge shout out to the rest of the community team as well. And even the folks, behind the scenes at Dapper, a lot of them, because they're so excited about the crypto space, like they're also participating and, being part of it. I had seen some criticism a bit ago about the choice of Twitter avatars.
Yeah.
Because, you weren't representing the product that we're working for.
Yeah.
But there's also some value to being part of other communities, so that way you can see what people are doing great and see if that works for your project as well. Like there's huge value there in being part of things and not working in a silo.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of people here who were frustrated that we can be honest, that Roham had an ape, right, and didn't have a Top Shot moment, and especially it's a lot. I think we're a lot more sensitive, right, when our accounts are going the wrong way, right, and there's FUD and there's toxicity, and people obviously are leaping. If you give a negative reason, people want to jump in, right? Yes, I want to be frustrated as well. I am frustrated. My account's down. That picture, what's he doing? And it kind of spreads. But it was something that we did talk about on the show, that even I did feel it may be better if Roham would have a Top Shot moment as his avatar. But like I really, that's why I think that these discussions are important, right? I never really thought about what you just said there. I wondered like why would Rohan want to have that as his profile picture? But I never really that's the first time I've heard someone give an act like a legitimate reason as to why that would be. Maybe that was thinking, maybe it wasn't, and you're not speaking for Rohan. But again, I appreciate that, because all of us, we were wondering, like, what would be the idea behind him not having a Top Shot avatar.
Right, and I'd say, like, especially with something like punks, or even now apes, as we're seeing, the upcoming, trend with apes following the punks trajectory, but at like 4 years shorter time span.
Yeah.
It's really interesting, and I will say the reason I bought an ape was actually not because I was excited about apes as just apes, but I was excited about the community momentum, and that's what caused me to buy an ape, because it took me forever and I couldn't find one that I thought was cute, and I was like, oh, I don't love them, but I want to be part of whatever's happening, and
right.
So that's why I got it. And being part of that, having those as your avatar, which I've always used my moose for the last, I don't know, 15 or 16 years, so like I'm not changing that for anybody, but I can understand why people do, because being a part of that signals your authenticity in the space, instead of just somebody who's popping in going, hey, I'm building stuff, but I have no experience in space. I don't know what's actually going on, And it's an interesting thing to see, because the avatars largely have been signals of authenticity.
Right. What would you say you've been with Top Shot since March? What's kind of been the most kind of rewarding thing that you've seen in your time there, or the thing you've kind of been most proud about in your few months at the company so far, or something that stood out to you that maybe that was unexpected?
I think I'm excited about the way that the conversation flows have been shifting, and I know that there are still largely a lot of frustrations in some topics, especially that have been talked about and not had answers for longer than everybody would like. But even so, it's shifted from a point of just blatant attacks all the time to at least a more civil dialogue where you yes, and I would say the biggest thing, interestingly, and I love this about Dapper, this is one of the reasons that I was excited to join the team, is because Dapper does not hide from criticism. It's something that, if you have a community and a collector base that simply doesn't care about your project anymore and they stop talking about it, that's pretty much like the kiss of death.
Right.
If you have people that are still so passionate about it that they're willing to criticize you very vocally, those people care. And that's still something that you can work with and you can make progress. And so being able to have those conversations and work toward, the solutions to those issues, or at least making progress, those are things that I think I'm the most proud about, just watching how the community has evolved over the last, 6 months.
In any way, though, are you concerned that the community is so much tied to the account value?
I think that in any community, there will always be people who are more tied to the account value than the product itself. The big thing really is to make sure that you're getting enough balance between the people in the community that you can kind of offset that. So, I mean, it's take it back to World of Warcraft, where I played for 10 years, and there were a lot of people throughout my years of playing who only wanted to do quests and go and, farm their mounts and their battle pets, and they didn't really care about the raiding at all. But they were the people that, ended up farming a lot of the supplies that you could buy from the auction hall to get for, your potions and your flasks for raid. So if you're a competitive raider, you need those people who are playing casually, otherwise you have to spend your time going to get the stuff. So, that really transitions into the NFT space in the same way that there has to be the people who are here collecting and doing the thing just for fun because they love it, and the people who are seriously competitive, whether that's I need to collect all the best of the thing, or I'm trying to simply do a lot of flipping and increasing account value. But to have a successful product, you need something that will appeal to all of those types of people. You can't have only the people who are focused on the profits, because you're going to run out of buyers. You also can't have only the people who are focused on farming the stuff, because you need somebody to buy those things, you know?
Yeah.
So it's definitely something that, you know, as we continue to move forward, continue to build a product, we will continue focusing on ways to appeal to the different types of collectors and community members. So that way, as you're enjoying NBA TopShot, you're finding something that will appeal to everybody. Even if it's not the same thing within the product, you know, there still needs to be something to pull all of those different types of people, fans.
Very quick. World of Warcraft. That was like the only kind of game that I played while I was transitioning into becoming a lawyer. And at night, to get away from it, I would play World of Warcraft. I would. Played for a couple of years. I did not do many raids. Okay? I finally I didn't have any friends that played World of Warcraft. Again, there was no community for me. I was all alone. I was playing at night, though. And finally, Candy. Or wait, did I call you Candy or RudeM00se? What should I go with?
Either one.
All right. Candy, RudeM00se. I don't know. I'm very nervous. I don't know. Well, CRM? Candy, CRM?
They're all the same.
Okay, RudeM00se. Finally, I decide to make the plunge and do a raid. I'm like, I'm going to make some friends. I'm going to raid. I build my, I was a tank. Now, I didn't know what that meant at the time. No one ever told me what a tank was. I went into this raiding room, and I'm excited. It's very fun. I'm joining a raid. Immediately, everyone's making fun of me. RudeM00se. Everyone. You know why? Guess why they're making fun of me? My armor. I had like a special green armor that I thought looked cool. My last name was Green. I thought it was looking great, but I guess like the stats weren't what I needed to be for a tank. They trolled me. They said I looked ridiculous. I was horrified. They were calling me names, and I left and I cried in the bathroom, and I never did a raid again for like another year. Until I got better armor. I made sure my armor, I did some research figuring out what kind of armor I needed. It was horrifying.
Stats balancing is a very serious thing if you're raiding.
Yeah.
Which I will say, like, I did a lot of, like, the competitive ahead of the curve raiding for years. And, you know, as a healer, you know, as a holy paladin.
Of course you're a healer. Yeah, I think you're too good to be true. I don't know. Everything, you seem like you are, like, so level-headed, so rational. You gave up your account to work for Dapper to help build a community. I don't know. You seem too good to be true. I gotta be honest.
I want to see people be excited about things, and so like it was the same thing in WoW, where I was like, I want to do raiding, but I don't want to raid with the elitist folks who make other people feel like they can't participate.
That's where I read it.
And you know, so the same thing with CryptoKitties, when I was like, stop being mean and just let people like their thing. Like, they got a cat, they like it, let them like it. Let people like their TopShot moments. Like, I just want people to be excited about things, and because I'm excited about things, and it'd be cool to have other people to be excited about those things with. So that's, you know, kind of where we're at. We need more of that, really.
So we'll come back to TopShot for to give you guys questions. I promise. Actually, no. One more TopShot question. What would be one thing that's been a big discussion lately in as we've seen this pump and now, which has been I'd say almost unanimously really good news, right? Seeing the market go up and all of our accounts in really good spots for the most part now. But there is some concern because again most of my community joined back in February when kind of, and then we kind of just on the wrong side of timing for those 4, 5, 6 months. So now we're back to when I first joined the site in a lot of ways, right? The run it back moments are now the Kevin Durant run it back is $23,000, $24,000. All the run it backs, which are the bottlenecks for all the team sets, are basically out of the price range for almost any average user, I am a tad concerned seeing these prices getting pretty out there again already so quickly before we've even done any marketing again. Again, we're very early. Is there any concern, do you think, from you or from TopShot regarding, here we go again? How are we gonna make sure that the average new person coming onto the site, doesn't see that they're an Oklahoma City fan, They see the Durant's $24,000 and they can't buy that. So how do we make it so the person who spent that money deserves the utility that they think they're going to get by owning a team set, but also a new user comes on and also can be excited about finishing that Series 2 team set and also have a chance to reap some of the benefits and some of the unbelievable utility that's possible and probably coming.
So I think that what we've seen over the last couple months is we've rolled out things like when new users create an account, they now have the ability to buy the starter packs and kind of these early booster packs that are not available to everybody who's already purchased packs. So that's helped with kind of managing that supply demand issue.
Yeah.
And also still letting people who are new come in and enjoy the full experience of the product. And I think that's something that we'll continue to see, a streamlined onboarding process. We're working on a lot of those user flows because, obviously, like, the easier it is for somebody to get on the site and get excited, like, I saw this moment happen in the game last night and I want to find it. Like, we want that to be the thing.
Right.
So those are, kind of the big things we're focusing on for getting the new fans onto the site, making it as easy as possible, because I will say, like, and this is something that, we're aware of and working on is, as a NBA fan, you join the site and you're like, okay, like, what is this and what do I do? Because there's a lot happening.
Yeah.
So, that's definitely one of our priorities. And, conversely, as we've been seeing a lot of these, IRL activations, we're finding ways to reward, with the collector score, with, the fun experiences, looking at merch options. Like, those are, not anything new. These are things that we've been doing or things that we've been talking about, but being able to deliver on those now for the people who are invested and actively participating, like, that's something exciting, and that's something that we'll continue to see as we, build momentum throughout the off season and throughout next season. And, it's, I know that we keep saying, like, we're still in beta, which is true, and it, feels bad to hear that sometimes, but it's true. And Dapper not only building up the infrastructure but also building up the team. Like, we've added so many amazing people to the team, which has increased the amount of capacity we can deliver. And so that's I think really important as we continue to move forward, because you'll see the dividends that pays. It's just the initial investment on Dapper's end.
Let's break some news. I've said it for months. I think TopShot could have come out of beta months ago. I think you guys were ready. I think you could have done it anytime you wanted. I know it. I'm kidding. I don't know. I don't know at all. I think you could have, though. I think you had everything in place. Then I think you saw people suck. You're like, these people suck. There's too much negativity, too much toxicity. We're going to keep teasing them. I'm going to keep teasing them. We'll scale it back, and we'll come out when we're ready. We're going to wait till Series 3. You know what? You reap what you sow. As one person told me once in Twitter, they're very nasty towards me, RudeM00se, and they told me you reap what you sow. And I think that's kind of what TopShot did. I think you guys could have come out of beta, and you said, we'll wait. We'll wait, and we'll do it on our time frame when we're ready, when we think the user base and the market is in a place that we feel comfortable with. Am I right?
I will say that I think the decision for when TopShot is going to come out of beta is far more based on the confidence of Dapper in being able to deliver a, super impressive product to a very large number of people. So while the community's sentiment is important, that's not the main determining factor for where we're at. It's a lot of the internal compass and making sure that we're doing the right thing for everybody as we're building.
She didn't take the bait. She's too good. She didn't take the bait. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Ultimately, though, in your opinion, is that really a big deal? Like, when we come out of beta, we're not gonna get like a fireworks show, right? It's not like really. What does that even truly mean? Like, coming out of beta, like, I know everyone says it and they'd like to have fun with it at this point, but like, genuinely, is there like what do people think when we come on a beta? What do you guys expect? Like, the project's awesome now. Look at it. It's amazing. Like, what more do we want? Is there, like, it would be cool. Maybe, RudeM00se, fireworks show would be cool. I mean, if you guys want to put that on your, maybe it'd be fun. But, I mean, what are we really talking about when we say out of beta to a layman, like me and a lot of my community?
Fireworks would be cool.
Right?
I like fireworks. I'm not guaranteeing fireworks, but we'll say I actually have the VS Code editor, and when I type, it makes fireworks for me.
There you go.
So that's how much I like fireworks. But I don't know that I can provide a definition for what it will look like when we come out of beta here. I think that will be better left to the marketing team and one of those bigger announcements.
Fair.
Not something that I'd like to start speculation on here tonight.
Fair. Let's move on to the whale coin, the whale vault, the whale community, another community that so I didn't really know really what this was, too much about it, and then I tuned into your streams. I learned a little bit about it. I was watching a town hall before the show today, a whale town hall, again, another thing that I could spend hours and hours and hours diving into to try to, like, what is this? Like, I was reading the white paper, which is, like, as a lawyer, it's very, it's got a lot. It's reminds me of my contract days. A very lot of lawyerly phrases in there and contract clauses.
That's because we have lawyers.
Okay, there you go. That would make sense. So can you just explain from your perspective kind of what the whale community is, how you got involved with that, and why you're so big and high on that community as well?
Yeah, so when the whale community started last May, so we've only existed for a little bit over a year now, I had been invited by Alegria, who's the co-founder, along with Whale Shark, because we had known each other since CryptoKitties days, and I mean that's kind of what you'll see in this space is a lot of people who've been around, like, met in CryptoKitties and then went off to do other things,
right?
Which is really interesting. But I joined, and I was like, what are you inviting me to? Because I had known Whale Shark as one of the big investors in the space. He was doing a lot of investing in art and stuff, but I was like, what is this? And they were explaining this social token aspect, and that's distributed by Tri-Roll, who interestingly had also messaged me on Twitter like 2 years ago. We're like, hey, do you want to make a RudeM00se token? So I do in fact have a RudeM00se token, but have not done anything with it because while I was trying to figure out like how to deliver something that would be meaningful and not just like YOLO roll out a coin, I joined the whale community and everything they were doing. I was like, well, this is a far better setup than whatever I could do. So I'm going to just like roll with this. And, so being part of the community, essentially, it's a community that's focused on helping people learn about the metaverse, the NFT space, and, kind of the catchphrase is, helping people become a whale through whale. So, in order to become a whale or even become successful in a space, you need to understand how that space works. And so focusing on the educational side of things, focusing on the networking and exposure to different projects with people who are able to provide that sort of, objective feedback about, here's the project, here's what we think about it, like, and instead of just like, it's a lot of do your own research, but also with a group, which is great. And so that's what the community was kind of founded on. And Whale Shark, early on he was like, look, I've got these NFTs, but like having a bunch of stuff on your own isn't really cool. Like it'd be cooler to share it with people and like get a bunch of people excited about it, which is why I was drawn to it, because what he was saying was like all the things I was feeling. He's like, I just want people to be here and experience things and be successful and like celebrate their stuff. Like I'm the biggest cheerleader for people doing cool things, honestly. Right. So that's what he was doing too. He was like, I've got all these NFTs, I've got this token, like I'll put the NFTs in the vault and say, like, here's the token, by holding the token, you have, access to these NFTs, whether, that means being able to rent some of them, like the Crypto Motors cars, and then use those in races, or, we've got a community DAO where we can vote on whether things should be purchased or potentially sold. We've hired an economist team. So it's a really interesting thing, kind of watching people learn, because, on your own, learning about a bunch of DeFi and a bunch of NFTs and, kind of DAO structures is overwhelming. It's like drinking from a fire hose.
Yeah.
So having a community where it's kind of structured to go through that process and learn about the things together was really intriguing to me. And then being able to, have the whale where, I do the streams every Saturday, and like the point of my streams is to give whale and NFTs to people. Like, the bonus is I get to hang out with folks, so my mom thinks I have friends. But for me, I'm able to give people stuff. And yes, so the answer in chat was if everybody can join. And yes, everybody can join both my streams and the whale community. And then some of the channels in the whale server are gated based on token access. So it's a really interesting theory, because creating demand, in this case for the whale token, and thus the price of the token, is partly related to the assets in the vault, but also largely related to the value of the community. And so the mechanics are all hold to play, hold to earn. So you have access to the channel if you're holding specific amounts of whale. And then if, so it's not something where you have to give us the whale in order to get the access. You literally just have to keep it in your MetaMask account. As long as you don't dip below that threshold, you have access to the things. So at any point, you have the financial freedom to, if you want to sell it and, step away, you can do that. But holding things essentially increases the value, because the more people hold a thing, the harder it is to get, and thus the value increases.
Right.
So that's kind of the whole premise of, why whale is structured as it is, and kind of teaching people those types of the economic decisions and how a lot of those things work in the space, which is really interesting to me.
So what is the easiest way for us to get involved? Like, how do we have to buy whale, and then a certain amount of whale, and then that gets us in the door, and then we can be a part of the learning experience you're talking about. And I assume there's again, I saw the town hall, but I assume there's channels, and there's all kinds of stuff in the Discord, and things that will kind of guide us and help educate us in helping us learn the space, which is what all of us have been trying to do together these last 4, 5, 6 months.
So you can actually join the Discord.
I'm in the Discord.
I'll include that for everybody else. So joining the Discord, absolutely free.
Okay.
A large majority of the channels are accessible to everybody, regardless of your role. Why? Because education is important, and understanding how things work is a big thing. And let's see, somebody said I did post the link tree. Let me find the link tree again. That way I can make sure that people have the access to the things that they need. You've got the link tree there. Very good. So joining the Discord, and in the Discord, we're actually starting in October, rolling out a new member role that will have a very minimum holding requirement. So that'll be the base to get in and be able to access a lot of the hold to play events. So there will be some streams, a lot of the higher end financial learning ones that will be gated by role ownership. The same as we actually have 3 weekly poker games that happen on Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. They're free to enter as long as you have the dolphin roll or higher, and they pay out in whales. So as long as you're a member, you're holding it, you can end up winning more money, which is super cool.
Be careful. Be careful. We have 3 professional poker players here. I don't know. They should be banned. I think they should be banned. Don't you? They can't play in those tournaments.
They could totally play. Everybody can play.
There you go, guys. There you go.
You're holding the rolls. And yeah, so it looks like things did bump up quite a bit today, which is interesting.
So why what would be the reason why whale would go up? What would cause that?
I would guess that in combination with the town hall, we were listed on some new exchanges, which has increased the visibility of the project and thus the demand. Additionally, as with everything else recently, crypto has been going up. We were trending, because it looks like we're at about $25 right now, which is interesting. We had been trending about that throughout the fall. Also, let's see, April, I guess not the fall, but like February, March, April, and then had a big drop when everything else dropped. So
just to clarify, because again, I am such a novice here. One whale token is like 24, 25 US dollars.
that looks to be where it's at currently.
Jesus.
Which interestingly has doubled today, because it was like $12 earlier today. So sure.
Wow, that's a massive jump. Does it normally have that kind of swings like that?
Not usually that drastic, but like I said, it had been trending about $25, $30, $40 back February through April. So
wow,
it's not an uncommon price for the token. It's just interesting to see it make such a dramatic jump in a day.
Interesting.
Yeah. Have to check and see what folks are doing there in the leadership, if they have details about that. Found the answer. So it looks like we did get listed on the Huobi exchange, which is kind of a big deal. I have to translate it to English.
Yeah.
Unless you speak Chinese. But yeah, having.
Yeah, see, this is what I mean. RudeM00se, how do you find the time? How do you do all this? This seems like another whole, right? Like a whole nother space you can just get lost in for the entire day.
It is definitely something that takes a lot of time and effort, but the team over at Whale they're so dedicated and has grown dramatically. So Whale Shark and Allegory are the co-founders. Anissa has taken on the role as the community lead, so she's like the whole manager of all things Whale, organizing it, and then they've broken it down, I think, as you heard in the town hall. So for those people who, like, I've been moderating, but kind of taking a lesser role because of all of my involvement with Dapper and working there. So we have people that have far more time to dedicate to the project.
Right.
And then I participate quite a bit with doing, not just marbles. I'll be running weekly trivia soon. I do interviews with a lot of our guests, because we do like artist fireside chats and project interviews and such. So
what would be the easiest way for us to get the Whale? Is it a Whale token or Whale coin or Whale currency? How do we refer to it?
So it's a token.
Okay.
Social currency. I personally have always just used Uniswap.
Okay.
To get Whale, but for starters, I mean, like I said, you could join the community, like the events. If you're joining the live streaming events, I know there are airdrops of Whale that happen, which are, minimal, but still something, that will get you started. The same with my marbles events, like, it's free to enter, play marbles, you can win NFTs, you can win Whale. I get those sent out weekly, so those are options, if you're looking at just getting involved first and kind of watching, especially seeing, where the price is for Whale. But we should have right there, so the link to Whale on Uniswap on the link tree, so it'll take you directly to, because obviously, so here's one of the big risks, right, with anything in the crypto space, is there are a lot of scams and imposters.
Yes.
And so one of the things that we're really adamant about is making sure that people are doing their due diligence and following up on making sure what you're looking at is actually what you're looking at. And so if you click on that contract there, you can see that blue link should take you to the contract, I believe. So this is the Etherscan contract. So you can see details about, like our website there. So it has the whale token, and there's details about how many are available.
And again, I think there's 10 million, right? And that's it. There will never be
the max that will ever exist.
The max that will ever exist is 10 million. And so when you look to whale, what's kind of the future? Where do you see that leading? What similar to kind of Top Shot? Similar question we asked you there. What's kind of the most exciting thing that you're looking forward to from in the future in that project, in that community?
With the whale community, honestly, like the thing that drew me to the community is the focus on teaching people. And so we've done both last September and then actually during our 1-year anniversary in May, a kind of whale journey contest, or it was really just participation, and people were rewarded whale for writing about the journeys. But reading the impact that whale has had on people, where they were able to use whale to provide food for their families, to set themselves up with a better tablet or a PC in order to create NFTs, to create a sustainable income. Like, the difference is that it has made in people's lives is absolutely mind-blowing, and that's something that I think is really inspiring. And then because you have the people who this is making a difference in their life, now they're excited about it, and they kind of become the champions and say, like, how can I use this to help more people get involved in to improve their situation as well. And that's where the power of the community comes from. So continuing to see that evolve and grow, and getting people involved in learning about the space, like that's the thing that I'm most excited for in watching the whale community. Like, when it started last year, we were like YOLO creating events. Like, I was doing streams and I was like, well, like, we'll interview whoever we have, and hopefully people can learn from them. But we've actually got a lot more structure now, and that's amazing, because obviously the more structure makes it easier for people to learn and see where we're at. And it's just, I'm super excited about it. It's a bunch of good people.
Keyword tonight when we do giveaways: community. I think that's one of the biggest lessons we've taken away from our talk, right? It's like, when you can make all the money you want alone, and you can buy stuff alone, and you can watch games alone, and you can do all kinds of stuff alone. But it really does bring a different, it makes it different experience, and really it improves kind of everything you're doing when you're part of something, when you're part of a community, sharing in your joy, in your excitement, when you're sharing in the things that you love, and seeing other people get as excited as you are, or just bringing them into your world and sharing them some of the unbelievable things that really are taking place right now. And it kind of seems that's kind of what you've kind of made your career into, right? Which is really cool.
That is exactly it, which I'm so excited, because for me, like, I've my whole life felt like I didn't quite fit in anywhere, and
now you fit in everywhere.
finding like CryptoKitties and then this, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, not only do I feel like I fit in, but I'm finding that other people are experiencing that same feeling, and like, that's a really big deal.
Yeah, it's really cool. All right, well, we'll open up to chat for some questions. For a couple. Again, we hit some hard hitting topics tonight. Let's lighten it up a little bit. Now, I know you love the Raiders. For basketball, favorite team, player, where are you going there? Also, where are you from? Where are you from?
The Pistons, because I'm from Michigan.
Okay, there you go.
Obviously, like, the Raiders is, something that my dad still hasn't forgiven me for, but they're a better team. So you're
never a wise choice, never a Lions fan?
No, because, like, even as a little kid, I was looking at the Lions, like, A, they, historically have just not been good, and always ruin Thanksgiving. But B, like, they've got this Honolulu blue as their uniform color. So, like, you line up against any team, and, like, you're looking at Honolulu blue, like, oh, that's cute. Like, this does not strike fear in anybody. So
fair.
I found a better team.
Oh, good point. Are you too young for Barry Sanders? You must be. You must be.
I recall Barry Sanders when I was a kid. And I was born in '85, so I've been around a while. But I'm currently in the Metro Detroit area.
Okay. Okay. So who are now? Come on, Pistons. I am super pumped for the Pistons this year. We got Cade. I love Killian Hayes.
We have
I
the
like
first
Bay,
draft pick,
Grant,
so
Beef Stew. I mean, Kelly Olynyk we signed. We're excited here, right?
we're looking good. We are looking good.
And she just told me in my ear, Cade Cunningham moment. She'll come on the show and give those away live.
Things I cannot promise, but would be excited if
I'm
it was
kidding.
announced.
I'm kidding. All right, chat. Let's go. Ask some good questions here. I think someone said Horde or Alliance. That's a World of Warcraft question, right?
So it's funny because I identify more with the Horde, but historically have played Alliance more because I always wanted to be a cute dwarf. Like, they look like me. Like, they're short, they got, like, these really sassy personalities, and they have a little nose piercing, and they're, like, slash silly is always the funniest. They make dirty jokes. So, like, had to be the female dwarf for the rating, you know, plus, like, the two paladins. So, the option for Horde was Blood Elf, and they're not me.
I always have to be a warrior. Any game I play, I'm always the warrior. I don't know why. I'm not. I never allow myself to be a mage or anyone with magic, or a dwarf or any of that. I have to be the warrior. I don't know why. I think I always want to be maybe a leading man because in high school I was so skinny and no girl would talk to me, and I want to be a big and powerful warrior in all my video games. I think that's why. I don't know, but I always go for the warrior role, every game. Yeah, it's true.
I feel like I always ended up going for things that had like a justice component, which is why paladins made sense. Like, I got a mace, I got a shield, like, I'm gonna show people what's up. Made sense.
Ronnie says, will TopShot do more marketing in Canada? Interesting, in the coming year. Huh.
Good
Well, Ronnie, how
question.
how about marketing in the U.S.? We haven't
As
really
a
done any marketing yet.
whole, I think our marketing is going to continue. So
There
I
you
think
go.
we'll continue to see more marketing as we continue to move through the off season and into next season.
Bruticus, that hurts. A big, powerful warrior with a brain size of a pea. I'm gonna send Candy a gavel, and she would gavel you for that comment. You know that's insulting.
Not very nice.
Right? I know. You guys were nice for so long. Let's go, guys. I probably missed. Candy, if you see good questions, feel free to jump in too. Chat sometimes moves fast.
It does.
Ooh, favorite
It does.
TopShot moment.
We have a hypothetical question of what would you do if you saw a noob tank show up to your raid in green noob armor.
You would be. I know you would be kind. You'd help me.
I would spend a lot more time making sure that they were healed. That's for sure. Like, I can keep up.
But you would
with
tell me what
stuff.
armor to get, right? You would be like, hey, that maybe not be the best armor.
Secretly, though, I would whisper this. I would not like call you out in front of everybody.
Yeah. God, I still get
That's
nightmares
not
from that.
my jam.
It was so horrifying. I was so embarrassed. I don't know. I thought the green looked cool. I don't know. It was sparkly.
That definitely was a thing. Somebody asked if I want to sell my ape. I do not want to sell my ape, even though at this point it's literally like the bot offers are enough to pay off my student loans. Finally, I don't feel like it's a good move, so I'm gonna keep holding.
Let's see. TopShot will give us opportunities to build our own dashboard.
You mean build your own dashboard?
Yeah.
Talking like the organization of moments where, you know, you roll up to your page and instead of seeing that whole bunch of moments in a list, you have more like a showcase view you can organize.
Yeah, I think more like again so right just a better way to kind of it's so hard to keep track of my moments. Is there will be a better kind of way than just kind of listing them like this? I guess.
I think that that's something that we will continue to look into, but is not currently a top of the priority list. I know that we've been adding more filters, so we can actually now filter by things that are, you know, for sale, by the fandom tier we added, made sure that, you know, we have badges and things. So it's definitely something that we know needs work, but there are also other features that perhaps are higher priority.
Very important question here. University of Michigan or Michigan State?
I've always been a U of M fan.
Good answer.
I
Good answer.
I will say, like, we always used to go to U of M games when I was a kid, so I got to see Tom Brady play.
The big house. I've always wanted to go. So I'm from Wisconsin, so I hated Michigan as a kid because you guys would always kick our butt. I mean, you guys would destroy us every year. But the big house was always, it seemed on TV, always seemed sensational. Like 100,000 people in that stadium. It's massive, right? I mean, just massive.
It was definitely a big stadium. I'll say, like, I personally have no ties to either Michigan or Michigan State because I went to Elma and then Central Michigan. So those were, I was just always up in the middle.
I've gotten this a few times today in a Discord. People really wanted to ask about taxes. I don't know how much you want to get into it, if at all. Will the IRS be calling how taxes with TopShot moments and?
The official statement from TopShot has always been that we will not be providing you any documentation, so that will be something that you'll need to figure out on your own.
Fair. Do you change the moments behind you often in that beautiful display?
I think that the current playlist has about 16 or 20 moments that rotates through, and I don't know what their current timer is. I do need to add more, though.
Okay.
I have a lot that I could add to it, so there are options. I just have been traveling so much recently that I haven't really been here to add things.
So are you traveling for TopShot, or are you traveling just for other reasons? Is it work or pleasure?
My parents live up in the middle of Michigan and keep guilting me because they're like, you work from home, so you could work from here. So I've been going to hang out with them. My partner's in Cleveland, so I go hang out there, like in the process of trying to figure out permanent relocation. But currently, home base is here.
Okay.
And I spent the least amount of time here.
Fair. Thank you, Squeak, for telling her that you spent your time. You're from Texas, but you spent a summer in Michigan. That's. Yeah. Are you a big Brady fan? Did you go for the DraftKings Brady NFT?
I did not. I kind of meh on Brady.
Okay, I like it.
Hype behind him, and I was actually at the car dealership today because I had to take my car to get an oil change, and also the seat, it has cooled seats, but the fan started making this awful whining, whirring noise. I was like, oh God, please stop. So I took it in, and while I was there, they had some sports stuff on the TV, and they were talking about Brady. It was the HQ, I think, that was on, and they were talking about Brady and how he's essentially gonna play their talk show forever because he will not retire.
Yeah.
Which made me giggle a little bit, but I mean, he seems like he's still doing all right, so just wait and see.
Now, so with the Brady NFT, they had on DraftKings. Now, DraftKings, I'm on to you. Everyone opened up 1 million browsers. It was supposed to be one person in the queue. We all got one shot. DraftKings, you let us down again, and you didn't really comment on it. Disappointing, but I did appreciate their attempt. Right? What are your thoughts on the gas wars in the NFT space? It's gotten me and my community out of all the best projects lately. We can't mint. The gas wars gets too high, and we're out. We're out of every project. Why have none of them been like, wow, look what TopShot does. They have this queue, very easy. Everyone gets one shot. Is it just greed? Why do you think that there is no? We've been at this for over 6 months now, more than that. Why has there been nothing better than having? Why do we still have to have these silly gas wars? And again, the rich get richer. And my community we can't buy any of the. We can't get Vogus. We can't get any of the stuff that we wanted to mint. And it's going to the same. And the same people are being able to buy, 20, 40%, however much. And it's super frustrating. What's your view on that? And why can't they be more like TopShot and get? I know that TopShot is on Flow and that's a different whole thing, but why can't more of the NFT space look at what TopShot's doing and get there?
So interestingly, before TopShot, CryptoKitties had this kind of same problem. And part of that, and I know that one of the hot topics is always bots, and I don't know that I can touch on that a whole lot aside from the fact that they've always been a problem literally everywhere.
Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop you off. Texans, Have I ever said Top Shot's perfect? Come on. Have you listened to the show? No one's saying Top Shot's perfect. They have flaws too, right? In no way am I saying Candy would also admit that. Every project has flaws. But if you want to tell me that Top Shot is not light years ahead of the rest of the NFT space, you're out of your mind. You're just out of your mind. I mean, come on. Go try to mint a project, and you deal with that hassle. And then you go on Top Shot, and you try to get in the queue. Will Top Shot make mistakes? Sure. But is Top Shot light years ahead of what's happening in the rest of the NFT space? Yes, they are.
Yeah. So,
Sorry.
And definitely that hollow icon drop, I remember that day. And still have some nightmares about that. But, it is definitely, something that we've learned from. That's kind of the risk of trying to find ways to implement a better method is sometimes it doesn't turn out better at first. And so, but going back to this, with the drops, like CryptoKitties, back in the day, they were releasing new cats from the kitty clock, and so, we'd have one that come out, like every 10 minutes or something. And when they release a new trait into the ecosystem, it would come out, the genes would be in this new cat that gets released to the kitty clock. And, there were people with bots that were monitoring. So as soon as it hit the blockchain, even before it hit the front end of the website, they snatched it up because they could see that it had a new trait that didn't already exist. And thus cornered the market on all the new traits. And so, this has always been a thing. And it sucks because, obviously for the people who, have this technical advantage and, have the ability to make the bots, they're like, yes, this is cool. And because I have the skill, I have the advantage. I get that to some extent, but it also makes it less fun for everybody. So there's the other side. And what Dapper had done was they started doing a lottery system where if you had bought a normal CryptoKitty from the kitty clock, it gave you a chance to get in a raffle to get one of these cats, to breed with one of these cats with a new trait. So you couldn't automatically, no matter how fast your bot was, you couldn't get the new trait. You had to still go through this lottery system, which literally was, taking all the previous purchases, putting them into the shuffle, and using a future hash on the blockchain as, this whole mod function in order to draw the winner. So it was a very provable sort of randomization process. Very manual, though. And something that, always took a lot of time. That's the history of, how, trying to find ways to combat the bots or this insane gas war of who can buy the thing the fastest in order to have the experience and kind of spread the wealth and the experience. And so we've learned a lot from CryptoKitties, trying to find ways as Top Shot started to see a lot of the similar projects, kind of rolling with the same scenarios. We're how do we make this better, knowing what we knew before and seeing the gas wars on ETH. Obviously Flow isn't having the issue with the gas wars, but there was still a lot of the when the packs were just free for all, you could buy as many, you have a bunch of people repeatedly buying and still locking folks out. And on the ETH blockchain, I will say there have been a lot of projects that I also have not been a part of because the gas prices went way crazy high, and I'm not going to pay 5 times the gas price for an NFT.
Right. Yeah.
When gas costs 5 times more than the NFT itself. And so, I guess in a very rambling sort of answer, because I know that was it's something that being part of the ecosystem for so long, you can see a lot of the different ways that people have taken these loopholes and kind of manipulated the system because they found the technological advantage, and so trying to negate that to make it a better experience for people is where we're at.
So do you think that's being done though with these other projects? Because I don't see that being done. I see Top Shot doing that.
I will say I haven't seen that with a lot of these other projects. I will say there have been some interesting workarounds for some of them. So one of them, the Pork 1984 project, is an example. They had initially had a redemption for anybody who held the other, the SVINS spins pigs. If you had one of those, you could mint, 2 hours before everybody else, redeem one of these pork for every pig you had.
Right.
So that was, giving people a way in before the gas spike. And I will say that project like still hasn't sold out, so they haven't seen this like crazy demand of other projects. But I think that, as we're looking at it, like there's not really a lot of gating that's being done. I think the Lucky Mini Keys, like they gave you, because you can start the redemption for if you already had like the Series 1, you could like redeem for the new Avatar project starting today, but they give you a couple days. So that way, there's this open window. But those are all based on already owning something and redeeming a new one. Those aren't simply the brand new drops. And it'd be nice to see, but I don't know that, because even back with CryptoKitties early on, like there wasn't necessarily a queue system. And I'm not sure if there's a technical reason that it's not being built on ETH, or simply that everybody's rolling out projects as fast as possible.
I mean, I think it's just greed. Do you think it's greed, or am I making it too simple?
I think
these projects see the money.
All.
I think these projects see the money because, come on, if you're telling me these projects aren't aware that they're going to sell out quickly, the demand's clearly there, and then we hear the same thing after every drop. Wow, we didn't see that coming. We thought it would take us 4 or 5 days to sell out. Wow, the gas, it got higher than we thought. To our truest fans out there, the ones who really wanted the product, we're sorry. To me, that's not good enough. I say be better. I say you could see this coming. We all saw it. How did we all see this coming? Yet you didn't, right? Am I being too what's the right word? Evil? I don't know what's the right word.
Well, I do think that for a lot of projects, there's definitely a mix of like the people who are simply rolling out projects for greed, and we saw that with a lot of them.
Right.
Where they roll it out and then rug pull.
Right.
So definitely, like, there's a lot of greed in the space, and there's a lot of risk, and that's why, like, you have to do your own research. But sometimes you do a lot of research and it still falls through, and like it feels bad.
Yeah.
Like I've been, part of that experience a couple times where stuff that I thought was good, turned out to not be on the up and up, and like it sucks. And I think, it's definitely a learning experience, but is also something that, I always encourage people to, kind of try to get into projects that you like for more than just the profit potential. So that way, if it ends up like being questionable, you're not totally out. So, there's that. But there are just, I think, a lot of folks that are trying to roll out projects that are maybe new to the space and don't understand the history as much to know that this is an ongoing issue.
I think that is there a way to make you community manager of all the NFT, the entire space? I think that's what we need. I think that's what we need. I think that's what we need, guys. Right? To get a voice like for the entire space. I'll start the movement. I'm ready. Just say the word.
A lot of pressure. I just try to have people be decent, that's all.
That's what we need, right? That's what we talk about on the show all the time. Like we see so little of that at times, and that's what can be so frustrating, right? Because some of these products we really want to collect and we really want to be a part of, and we just get priced out, and we feel that other factors come into play, and our voice, kind of what you said at the beginning, right? Where you wanted every voice, every community to be heard. That's why you joined TopShot and what you kind of pride your job on being. I feel that we just don't see that in this space, the rest of the space, and that, again, why we always keep going back to TopShot.
We get that, I will say a lot, because I think one of the things that I made a tweet about a while ago was the bulls on the block drop, because I was excited about them. I was like, oh, I like cows, so I want to get one of those. But then the gas spiked up super crazy, and then we saw on the secondary market immediately people are selling them at 5-6x. I was just like, man, that's a turn off. I wanted one, but I don't want one that bad, you know?
Yeah.
Where if literally that's the only way to get it is because a bunch of people have made a bunch of profit,
Right.
Ugh.
Is there something that you look to when you're looking for new product in the NFT space? Is there certain you've been in this again. You've been in this so long, much longer than than all of us. At least definitely me and most of my community. Is there certain things that you look for in a project that kind of catch your eye?
For me, like, honestly, I will say I buy into a lot of very random things, because either like the art is cool and like I just think it's neat and want to collect it and share it with people, or if it's something that has like an interesting idea behind it. So like the Pork 1984 team, it's interesting because like the guy who's launching at Hartman, he already had a successful project, so he's like expanding on that, but he's like basing it off of classic literature, which I find fascinating. And so seeing that was kind of interesting. Seeing the alphabeties and like all of the charity stuff that they're doing to help promote literacy
Yeah.
for children and like help the teachers, like that's something that's super cool. And so it's for me a combination of like, does the thing look cool? Does the community look cool? Does whatever they're trying to support look cool? And
Yeah.
hopefully, when I'm evaluating those things, I'm getting decent information, so that way it's turns out to be cool and not just like a ugh.
All right, guys, we've taken up 2 hours of RudeM00se's time. I've talked too much, RudeM00se. It happens all the time. But again, conversation's good sometimes. You just gotta keep going. All right, a few more questions, and then we've taken way too much of her time. Also, we'll do a couple giveaways. We'll have her choose the winners. You'd love to know more about the square versions of moment videos as opposed to vertical. Why does the aspect rate only seem to exist on the page? In the back.
I do not know the answer to the square version of the moment videos, but that's something that I need to like poke into more internally and see if there's a reason there.
Okay. Couple more. Make it good, guys. Make good ones. I guess it does remains a mystery. Mysteries are good sometimes. Yeah. So okay, what's the monitor? Again, we talked a little bit about it. What is it? The brand where you watch that unbelievable TopShot moment. You can put, again, you said you have 16 to 20 moments you can put in there. Can people get those? What's the brand? What are those? Tell the chat.
So I just linked it in chat. So it is actually Netgear of all things, which reminded me of like way old routers and stuff. But they made this mural canvas, and I had bought them initially because I wanted to display my Hack and Chow, Jose Delbo, like Wonder Woman NFTs.
Okay.
Because those were the like most expensive thing I had ever purchased online, and it was like a big jump for me, and they were like super cool. And so I was like, well, since I bought these things, I should get something to display them. And so that's why I ended up getting one of these. But then I was like, well, do I want a vertical or horizontal? I'm gonna need a landscape, because these are landscape NFTs, and I'm gonna link them in the chat so that way you all can see how amazing these are.
Wait, why are you saying y'all? You're from Michigan. What are you doing?
I don't know. It happens.
Where's that coming from?
Weird things happen sometimes.
My chat knows.
Also, use howdy as a regular greeting, so
Okay.
that's a thing. Yeah, so check these out though, because these Wonder Woman NFTs are glorious, and like I'm super big into the superheroes, and like I literally have like all my Marvel X-Men cards. They're right here, from when I was like elementary school, and so having superhero things, I was like, look at this, it's so cool. And Hack and Chow is like an amazing artist duo in the space, so having the combination of those two, I was like, this is totally worth it. And then I bought them, and I was like, I need to display them, because like obviously having this as an NFT is glorious, but how can I like have it somewhere permanently? And so then I found these displays, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna get two, because I have other NFTs that are portrait and not landscape. And so that's how it ended up. It turns out they were really good investment, because after I'd had them for a couple of months, I realized that the TopShot moments fit perfectly.
Yeah, they really do.
And it was like, it was meant to be.
Yeah, I mean,
and what's really cool is you can actually, they have motion controls. So if you're standing next to it, you can like wave side to side, and it'll change what's being displayed. And if you wave up, it'll show like the information about the piece too.
Yeah, I
so
mean,
that's pretty cool.
that is really cool. Like I thought, like honestly, a part of me, like so like in the Nine Lives Lounge, we're getting like something like that, right? Like similar something where we can display our moments. But, no, you don't know what I'm talking
I
about?
I
The
will
email
say
was
I'm
already
not
sent.
as involved in
Oh, not okay,
the
not
Nine
involved.
Lives Lounge
Okay.
merch stuff currently, so I don't know where you all are with that, but I know whatever's going on, I'm sure is exciting because I think Luke is the one who's like handling all of the Nine Lives Lounge
Yeah,
stuff.
Luke's in there all the time. Yeah, yeah. Well, by the way, will you ever come in there and say hi now? I've never. Will you come in there and say hi?
I can come in there and say hi.
Yeah.
I've been working on a bunch of stuff the last couple of weeks, which after this week, I think I'll have more time. So, keeping me busy.
Luna Beam, a 5-banger. Thank you for the support so much. That means a lot. This is pretty cool though. This is awesome. And again, yeah. I mean, honestly, I think at some point, honestly, I think at some point, guys, aren't we all gonna have something to display our Top Shot moments? Like it just.
See the black and white one too? Oh my gosh, let me link it again.
All right.
Because there are different versions of Wonder Woman.
Let's see this one. There you go. Yeah, for some reason I like the black and white more. I don't know why.
If you like click on it, it'll show the big version so you can see more of the
Oh,
Hackathon
that's
art.
pretty cool. Oh, look at all this stuff.
Oh my gosh.
That's pretty cool.
It's amazing.
That is pretty cool. So this you display too. You have another one where you display this in your house or something,
Yep.
in your park.
Yep, so it's actually like right up on the wall here next to me. Because I have, at my desk, I have 4 monitors. So I have 3 on my desk, then 1 above, and then the other here on the wall.
That's
There's
awesome.
a lot of tech happening here.
Yeah.
And, yeah, so I have those that scroll through this other one.
So you seem super positive, super level-headed, super down to earth. Come on, be honest with me. The Top Shot Discord, or other Discords in general, some of the comments, there's got to be times you're like, oh God, these people, oh, right? Come on, some of it.
There are definitely days that things are a little bit spicier than I would like, but it's one of those things that, like, people aren't just angry for no reason, like there's always some foundational, basis for why people are being very upset. So instead of uploading that, like, a lot of times, like, I'll end up engaging and like trying to figure out what the root of the issue is. And largely a lot of that is like, as long as people feel heard, that'll like take the biggest edge off anyway.
Yeah.
So that's why usually, like, when those, like, rough patches are happening, that's when I'm in Discord more, because that's when I'm needed there, and like, trying to figure out what's happening, trying to figure out how to fix the thing. And somebody had said, ADHD heaven, which, yes, I do have ADHD, so like maybe that's, part of why I do well in those chaotic, like, stressful environments, is there's that like constant stimulation and the novelty, and like I can fight the fires, like help find the solution, and that's cool.
All right, chat. A few more, and then we'll have her pick some winners for some giveaways. Okay, 2 more questions. Actually, I'll let RudeM00se decide which questions she wants to answer. She can look at the chat, whichever one she thinks are good questions, and then we'll do some fun giveaways, and then we'll let her go on her merry way. This was awesome, though. Thank you so much. I learned a lot, and like, super cool to get your perspective and learn just a lot of again, 'cause, like, I'm always, most of these, I'm here talking 5 hours, just by myself, and I have thoughts, and I'm pretty passionate about my thoughts, and to get someone else's perspective, smart, someone's really intelligent perspective, who's really knows her stuff, I think is super beneficial, I think, for all of us, and it educates us and helps us learn and become smarter, and getting other views than myself, super important, right? Because as you guys know, I'm not always right. I am wrong a lot. This was, I loved it. I loved the conversation. I did. Hope you guys chat liked it too.
I'm super excited about, the fact that there are a lot of communities like yours where this dialogue is happening, because, having a lot of, like, those ranty thoughts, like, that shows you're engaged, it shows that you're excited and, wanting to make the space better for people, which is really important, because that's how the mainstream adoption is going to happen. Like, the space needs to be able to welcome these people, and if they're joining and all they're seeing is a bunch of, like, frustration and anger, they're not going to want to stick around.
Right.
So, that's definitely important to be able to figure out, what is doing well and what could be doing better, and then having a lot of folks being able to talk about it means you have a better chance of finding a solution.
Right. And I think that's what frustrated me the most the last 5 months, right? When I saw everyone leaving. And I was like, don't leave. You don't have to leave, right? Like you can, like, what are we doing? Like, the product hasn't changed. It's still amazing. Like, let's work on solutions to what we can do to improve, how we can get better, right? And like, that's why it was so, that's one, again, also, I wanted more of a basketball-centric perspective and not a crypto, but also just having us staying, I thought was really important. Like, to not show, it's not always about money. You don't have to leave, right? Sure, if you want to buy other stuff and sell, that's fine, but you can stay here, right? Because like, we're at the beginning, and we have so much good, unbelievable stuff to come. And that's why I was so frustrating for me to see everyone leave and kind of just forget TopShot like that when it gave them so much, right? It gave everyone so much, gave us so much joy, and it like that. I felt that people left so easily, and that's what kind of was frustrating.
And I will say, I think that sometimes, like, as frustrating as it is to see people leave, sometimes it's better if people take a break.
Sure.
Both for their own mental health and for everybody else's, because everybody deals with stress and kind of those tough times differently, and sometimes it's easier to kind of get through the bumpy patches if there are less people yelling into the void.
Fair, yeah.
So, and as we've seen, like, they did leave, and most of them
come back.
Have or will come back.
Right.
So, it's unfortunate. It sucks to see it at the time, but it's something that you see, it's a very cyclical thing. So in just about any project, over the last couple of years, like, it's kind of how it's gone. They go through these cycles, and people find something new and novel and exciting, and then you get, like, the hardcore loyalists, and they're like, oh, why are you going? But, like, they're gonna come back, and you're gonna be the one who's like, I've been here, so I know what's going on, and now I get to teach you about the cool stuff, and kind of gives you a new position, which is interesting.
Yeah. All right, I saw a top 5 NFTs. That's an interesting question.
Oh, I feel like that's a big decision.
It is.
I mean, CryptoKitties is like my first, so I feel like that was always going to have a very special place in my heart, as well as TopShot, being that I'm here. I really like the non-fun gerbils too, and I actually, Disney Alex Max had done a Medium article where he'd asked me about my top 3 NFTs and projects, and the non-fun gerbils are really cool because they do a podcast, and at the end of each podcast they announce a theme for your gerbil, and everybody can submit a backstory for the gerbil, and then the winner gets picked, and they do the illustration of the gerbil based on that story. So I actually have a farmer gerbil that I got to write the backstory for, which is pretty cool. And
so
I was featured in one. My moose is in one too, the Christmas elf gerbil.
Are these on OpenSeas or not?
They are.
Hold on, let's see what these look like.
But it's something that they only mint as many as people who participate in the backstory writing on Twitter. So it's a pretty... Actually, if you pull up my OpenSea, you'll see them.
Oh, as chat knows, I'm an idiot at this stuff. God. I have no idea.
I'll send you a link.
Thank you. This could take me an hour. I don't know, you want that. All right, awesome.
So you'll have to copy that part because the search parameters didn't fully link in. If you type non-fun gerbils in the chat, that'll work too. Or in the search there.
I hate that. Also, I need a better computer. Chat knows it. I made a mistake. My computer's awful for streaming, Candy.
Oh no.
Yeah. All right. So what?
Yes. If you close out of that filter,
All right.
and under my avatar, you'll see that search box.
Yep. It's just
Yeah.
not
So if you type non-fun gerbil in there.
non-fun. Like that?
It's all one word.
Oh, one word.
Yeah, which is funny because it's a play on the word non-fungible. And so then you'll be able to see the gerbils, which I have participated in.
Ooh, GameStop.
There they are, being all gerbily. So that's the baller gerbil.
You can see her collection, guys. Pretty amazing. Lot of.
I have a lot of
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Somebody asked about the koala agents. I thought the koala agents looked cute. And honest to God, it reminded me of that koala from the movie Sing. So I minted some of those because I wanted to see how they come out. And obviously they're not getting revealed yet, so we have to wait and see. But a lot of times if a project is new, like I'll mint more than, what I want to keep because I use them as giveaways for my Twitch streams.
Yeah, can you link your Twitch stream in there so we all can follow you, guys? Like, so I've just tuned into the last few, but I know you guys.
So that's my thing. Like, I'm RudeM00se literally everywhere on the internet. So.
You guys, you love giveaways. You'll love it. You'll love her streams. I mean, and you love marbles too. They're very mad at me because I have a Mac. I can't play marbles, and it's every day they yell at me for it.
That's a bummer.
I know.
Sure.
I got to get a PC. All right, one more question that Candy will pick, and then she'll do a couple. We'll give you a couple quick giveaways, and then we kept her on too long. But she was too good. You were too good. It's your own fault. You were too good.
Why don't you hang out? So the alternative is me having to pack my things to drive to my parents in the morning. So there's that.
Fair.
There were so many questions that were asked. I think that I don't know. Somebody asked if I play any instruments. I do not, which maybe is why I'm so fascinated by live music, because it's something that I have no skill at all.
That's what I wanted to ask you, because I know you love concerts. So, like, favorite concert you've been to? Or you can give, like, a top 5 or top 3.
Top 3. So, I saw the Rolling Stones when I was in high school with my dad. It was, like, 2004. And I just turned 18, and so we went and actually Maroon 5 opened for them, which is really funny because it was like before anybody knew who they were. And about 2 beers in, my dad was like getting all teary, and he's like, I saw the Stones when I was your age, and I didn't think that I'd be taking you to see them. And at that point I was like, look, if you're gonna cry about it, we can't go to shows together anymore. So that was a really good one. I saw AC/DC as well in Columbus, and they were amazing. And Alice Cooper is one of my favorite of all time, so I'm actually taking my kids to see him in September.
Wow. I would say you are not. So again, you're more.
I just told my age. I also told you guys I was born in '85 earlier, so you could have done the math.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, guys, what are you doing?
35 and a half. It's almost my birthday.
That's very young. I'm younger than me. Now, I take it you're not a fan of the boy bands then. You didn't go through the boy band phase. You see heavy metal rock seems to be your thing.
I wasn't as much into like the boy bands
and Britney,
when
Christina.
I was in high school, but I got into a lot of like the emo, like alt rock, punk stuff. So if you count like the Maine as a boy band, which I think a case could be made for that, then yes. But I'm seeing them twice in the next month, so there's that. I saw Rage Against the Machine at Lollapalooza one year. It was honestly probably the scariest show that I've been at because the crowd was so wild they had to stop the show twice. And like normally I'm like, down in the crowd, but I was like, let me get like way to the back because that was just like the crowd was scary. It was a death pit indeed. And I saw Linkin Park at BlizzCon before, as well as at DT. here in
Journey or Def
Clarkston,
Leppard. I will
Michigan.
say, so my brother made a documentary on he's a kind of a filmmaker on independent movies. He made a documentary on Journey with while the new lead singer that they like basically found him on YouTube in like the Philippines. That like it's a the whole story so crazy. So like I did see Journey in concert. That may have been my best concert that I've ever seen. I know Chad. I know you're very anxious to hear my favorite concert. I think it was Journey because we got backstage and that was pretty cool. And like that whole story is pretty. I don't know if you know it or not. It's pretty It's an unbelievably fascinating story.
It is. It is. I've seen Journey and Def Leppard as well. Somebody mentioned them, and the Chili Peppers. I've seen them. I saw Katy Perry at Warped Tour as well.
Ooh, I would like to see her.
Which was questionable. Like the performance was not very good, but
Interesting.
Katy Perry doesn't belong at Warped Tour, so there's that.
So it seems like you're back going to concerts again after.
I am. I'm so excited. So for September, actually, because there were so many concerts that got delayed and postponed and stuff, and then obviously with things opening back up, so people are booking everything all at once. So in September, I have 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shows.
Oh,
5 within
Jesus.
a 6-day time frame.
Wow, that's a lot of shows.
Yeah, and like 3 in October currently.
So is that like your main music? Is that probably your main kind of passion off the non-NFT TopShot space?
Yes, yeah, I'm like super huge into going to shows and like the live music. Like it's just such an amazing experience. So like I'm really excited about that. I also really like watching football. So I have tickets to the Raiders when they play the Browns in December. Just so that pineapple acid, my liver's prepared. I actually don't drink, so my liver's
go.
good.
You got tickets to Rod Stewart in 4 months? Okay. All right. Clapback Mush, thanks for the lyrics. I'm sure we all appreciate that. All right. I think we've taken enough of our time. We will now. What I want you to do. Our chat can move. We've got mostly a pretty good chat here, most of the time. A lot of good people. You guys have been pretty good tonight, I will say. A lot of good questions. It moves fast though. What I want you to do. For whatever reason you want, give me 5 winners. 5 people in the chat who you thought were great tonight. Who questions maybe were very insightful. They said something that sparked your interest. I'm gonna write them down in my book of tiers that chat knows. I rank every one of our community members, Candy. I can rank them all. If they have, they rank me. So if they have a good show or a bad show, I mark it down.
I feel like this is too much pressure.
No pressure. They all love you. So you
Yeah, but then I have to pick favorites. Don't you have a wheel of people?
Yes, I have a wheel of wonder, but that's no fun.
Let's use the wheel of wonder.
The wheel of wonder, really?
Maybe even having to pick favorites.
You're too nice. All right, guys. Candy wants the wheel of wonder.
The same reason that I run things like marbles, where it's all RNG, and I don't have to have responsibility for what's happening.
All right. Well, then, if we have a real wheel of wonder, then we need a keyword. So you at least have to give me the keyword for tonight. The keyword.
You already said it was community.
Fair enough. All right, guys. Type community. Get on the wheel. That's the keyword.
There, we got a Black Jedi mentioned Detroit. So before I joined Dapper, I was actually, when I was working with General Motors, working downtown at the Rensen, so like right on the Detroit River.
Yeah. So wait. So what did you do?
Nice.
What did you do before you went full time in a Dapper? Were you just kind of?
I was a software engineer at General Motors doing like a lot of the like live ops sort of pipeline deployment.
So did you always see at some point you were like, could you kind of see that you were so involved in this space, so passionate about it, that you were this is kind of what you would do eventually, or not really?
Honestly, so it's funny because when I was a little kid, I was like one of those kids that was like smart but undiagnosed ADHD, so like very questionably motivated, and went But because I was smart, my mom was like, "You're gonna be a doctor." So I went to college, and I went to Alma College because they're like a private school that had a cadaver lab, and I was ready. Except that like being smart doesn't equate to study skills, and undiagnosed ADHD means it's really hard to stay on track. And so I did not become a doctor, and I was like, what am I gonna do with my life? And ended up falling into the communication path because I was taking these classes that like suddenly made the world make sense. And I was like, okay, I understand peopling now. This is better. Like there are scripts that you can use to interact with people, and that's cool. And like this helped a lot because I'm also like super introverted, which is, funny because I stream, but I stream to help me with, feeling less awkward. So, there was a lot of these things that I've been like working on to try to get better at humaning pretty much. And my mom was like, what are you going to do with a communication degree? Like, that seems like a waste. And I was like, well, I like football and I like music and like I like the internet. So maybe I could do something with those things. And she was like, you can't make a job out of that. But here I am with basketball. And I got to interview Ryan Tedder from One Republic. I got to interview Mike Dean, who's like a huge producer in the music space because of the whale community. And I'm doing things on the internet. So it turns out I can do stuff with all of those things, And so while it's not something I ever imagined I would be doing, it was something I really like hoped I could do. So there's that.
All right, guys, type community, get on the wheel. So if you could interview a football player, basketball player, and someone in the music industry, who would be your favorites?
I want Sebastian Janikowski. Like,
Whoa, really?
Oh my God! I mean, he's a beast. He's huge.
He is a monster.
Left-footed kicker.
He's a monster.
For a while, had the record for the longest field goal,
Yeah.
which was amazing. I watched that game and I was like, oh my God, Seabass, which he's a Raider, or was a Raider. Like, obviously, things change, but when I loved him, that's where he was at. He is a beast. So that would be the football for sure. And like I said, I went to the NFL draft, so I did the football. I love it, and being able to see these people, that was exciting for me. Basketball, I'm not sure. I feel like that's more Jacob's thing, for the interviewing the basketball players. He does great with it. I don't know that I'm as knowledgeable enough to be able to have an interview where I'm not just feeling very underprepared.
Has TopShot made you a lot more of a basketball fan? Has it got you more involved and more excited to watch games and learn about players and things of that nature?
So yes, and I will say before TopShot, I had no experience with basketball. I didn't get it because I'm 5'2", so I'm not good at the game, and it's something that I didn't get into. Watch football, there's great contact. Basketball, I run back and forth and go squeak squeak and stuff that I have no chance at doing. So I didn't get it until TopShot, where I started seeing the moments, and because they're breaking down much smaller snippets of the game, I started to understand what is happening. So that's helping, with my experience of the game, because now I can watch the game and kind of piece out things because it moves so quickly,
Yeah.
So that's something that definitely, watching as, the seasons have progressed the last two, I've been watching more basketball, but, learning more about the players. But like I said, I don't know that at this point, I would be comfortable in an interview where I'm, at least with football and music, I have enough background knowledge where I could carry stuff, but
Yeah.
Basketball, I feel I'd still be very awkward.
Yeah.
So, end up avoiding that. But with music, oh my goodness, I feel honestly, probably, oh God, that's so hard because there's so many people that I love. I would like to say The Offspring just because, Dexter Holland is a smart dude. And fun fact, Noodles, their guitarist, actually follows me on Twitter. I don't know why, but, when that happened, I had, this super huge fangirl moment. And I'm still mystified about why this is a thing. But, it's interesting to see in the music industry, all of these other things that musicians do. They're, super amazing live, and they do music stuff, and also have a doctorate in microbiology. What is this?
Yeah.
So, that might be interesting.
have you gotten into now again? How you find time for any of this stuff, I don't really know. But have you got? What about the chat? You guys will tell me what it is. Like Flow has the music NFT that a couple people in chat are slowly getting into. That I think. What's the name of it? What guys? What is it called?
Record shop.
Yeah, is that record shop? Yeah. So have you kind of gotten into that a little bit? Are you excited about that one? Is that something that's on your radar? Because I know we have a lot of guys in our community now lately who have been really excited about what the potential for that.
So I actually did buy one of those first record shop drops the other day.
Yeah, there's a drop on like in a couple days, right? I think some.
I saw that there's another one coming up. Like I got the Genesis drop 1, which I have not opened yet, so it's still sealed, serial 1127. But I'm excited to see like what is coming with this, because as we're rolling through, like we saw, we've got artists that are dropping a lot of NFTs like on Origin, and interestingly, the singer from Our Lady Peace also followed me recently because somebody from the TopShot community tagged me because I tweeted a Spotify link to one of their songs. And they were like, "Oh, he's into NFTs," and then the mainstream things are happening now, and that's really interesting to me. But like as I've noticed, looking at his stuff, like he's got stuff on like OpenSea and Rarible, and so like there are a lot of different artists kind of getting into the scene, and having this like on Flow is really exciting for me, because here I'm like being hyped about music, and now we're seeing it roll out on the crypto space.
Yeah. All right, guys. Candy loves the Pistons. Let's have a little Pistons fun. First up, Killian Hayes winner. Let's go. You can see not as fun as marbles, Candy. I mean, it's like it's just a wheel.
The wheel is fun though.
It is fun, but marbles brings more excitement. Favorite player on the Pistons? Ronnie wants to know.
I was a big fan of Derrick Rose when they traded him, so now I have to find a new person.
One of my favorite moments, I have the Derrick Rose S1 MGLE when he hit that game winner. When he hit the game winner over Drew Holiday. Like I remember I watched that game live. It was awesome. Like he was good with the Pistons. He really was.
He was.
Next up, Derrick Rose giveaway.
The wheel is dramatically slow right now.
I don't know. Maybe we see a wheel coming on one of your streams. I don't know. Just to mix it up a little bit. Politicos. Congratulations. Mods, hopefully you guys can get these guys TopShot names. All right, next up, Derrick Rose. Not the S1 MGLE, guys. Come on, get out of here. No way. Keeping that. Thoughts on Oakland this year, football team, with the Raiders. Why would I say Oakland? Now it's Vegas, right? It's Vegas.
It is Vegas now. And thoughts? We're looking good. We're like for preseason, so there's that. Despite drafting like all safeties at the draft, that was an interesting year for sure. But
so
looking good.
Are you big into like fantasy football? Then you play and stuff.
So I used to play quite a bit, and then there were a couple of years where like I couldn't find groups to get into, but Dapper actually has a fantasy football league. So like the internal employees, they were like, "Who wants to play?" And I was like, "Oh, pick me."
Yeah.
So.
Well, we have spots in ours. If you ever want a spot in ours, you are welcome anytime.
Yes.
To join ours. The Rick, Derrick Rose.
Nice. Put a link to the cool picture at the draft.
Ooh, let's check it out.
There are a bunch. I took a lot of pictures.
So are you a big on Sundays? Are you a big red zone watcher, or are you just watching the Raiders?
I will watch all the games.
Ooh, that is cool.
Yeah, if you click that little side arrow, you can see like all of the things, because I was like there in the little VIP pit. Yeah, that one. So it like scrolls
Raiders fans are
through.
crazy though. Come on, they're crazy, right? I mean,
Yes. Yeah. And it was really cool because it was in Cleveland this year. And so when they would be on the clock, you could see Tower City actually would light up with the team colors. So
oh,
you
that's
could see
pretty
it was
cool.
like the black and white there. But they were doing it for all of the different teams. So the building would light up with different colors, which is so fun.
Were you happy or sad when they moved to Vegas, or were you kind of indifferent?
I was relieved because, like, they'd been between Oakland and LA, and that was fine. But then when they were talking about moving, and Texas got brought up as an option, I had like a very big cringe moment because the Raiders do not feel like a Texas team.
You can't put them in Texas.
Like,
no way. You can't do it.
Like, I like Texas. I like the Raiders. I don't think that's a good combination at all. And so, having Vegas as an option, like that really kind of goes with the Raiders vibe. Because I mean, obviously they've got like the black and silver. It's kind of like a rock star feel. They've got the black hole fans, so it's like literally people that are dressing up like rock and roll cosplay.
Yeah.
And like it just feels very Vegas. So
okay.
I was okay with this.
Very good segue. I'm an idiot, and I gave my chat the power to make me dress up in a cosplay. And of course they had to get channel points. They hit the channel points in one day. Like, so. Do you have any recommendations of what kind of cosplay I could be? Because I don't trust these people to give me something that's they take it too far. What would be a fun cosplay?
I feel like we need to see your warrior setup that you had before.
Oh no! Oh no! My World of Warcraft wing! Oh no! With my green armor? Oh, that would be brutal. Oh.
As somebody who's gone to BlizzCon for a couple of years, so I enjoy watching cosplay. I'm probably a bad person to ask.
The nightmares from that. Oh, I was so humiliated. I thought I was coming in there looking so good. I thought everyone would be like, this guy, let's raid with this guy. I thought they'd be so excited, and I just got killed. Like I couldn't believe it. I think I took a whole day to get that armor, fighting and all taking quests, and I did all this great stuff, and then they just torpedoed me. It was brutal.
Oh. They're mean sometimes.
Yeah, man.
But
honestly,
I think your community will be fine.
I don't know, but I'll do it, guys. That would be a good one. I'll dress as a warrior. I'll do it. It was fun though, and I got back on that. It took me about a month. I think I didn't go back, and then I got good armor, and I went back, and I was a good tank. No, kind of good.
Hurts.
All right, next up, give us a player. Let's go. Candy, pick a player you like, you don't like, anyone.
Oh,
a moment you like.
I don't know.
We
what
can
have you
keep
got
it.
up next?
Let's see.
Because you were doing Pistons.
We
Are
were
you
doing
still sticking with
Pistons.
Pistons?
Well, let's go. If we go over to, let's see, where can we go to next? What have we covered on the show that would make sense? Where was your favorite concert? What city? Where'd you see it? Cleveland.
Which is just my
Next
favorite
up,
city in general.
you guys know who I love. I love Garland. I love Okoro. Who should we choose, Garland or Okoro? Which one do you want? Which one do you think? Chat will want Okoro because he's a rookie. They're greedy.
I would go with Garland because I feel like he needs more love. But
Let's go Garland right here, guys.
Cleveland has the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
They do.
They used to have this really cool restaurant bar called Cooperstown as well, which was Alice Cooper's bar, but then moved.
Not a Garland MGLE, Warren. Jesus. This is what I mean. It's like, you can't ever win with these guys. Ronnie, yes, I know you want Zion. Shocking. You can't always get what you want in life.
Want to throw Rolling Stones quotes at us now?
What's that?
So you're trying to throw Rolling Stones quotes at
No,
us
it just came to me. No, it just came to me. Don't be fooled with Tadley Candy. I thought he was this big production company. He's gonna get me in like a movie and make me famous. He's in college.
Okay, so he's just manifesting this.
I guess, but I was always be very. I thought he thought he was gonna make me make me famous and stuff. So I'd always be very Mr. Tadley. Yes, congratulations. And then one day he's at a frat party, drinking beers, and I'm like, Tadley, what happened? We love Tadley though. Congratulations. You won the Garland.
Let's see. Someone asked if I was going in Tools of Rock. I know that I missed the drop for that, which looked like it on Twitter sold out in like 3 minutes. So I would have missed the drop for that regardless of if I was stalking the website when it went out. So we'll have to see.
All right, we got 2 more giveaway, 2 more players here. Let's see. You guys are too much. A Garland Hollow. No, we're not giving you Garland Hollow. Jesus. All right. Where do we go? I feel like we're on a nice little world tour right now. We're touring the cities. Went to Detroit. Went to Cleveland. Where are we going next? Where are we going next on our tour with our band?
That's a good question.
Right now, we're in the Midwest. Are we going west? Are we going south? Maybe are we going west? Are we gonna go to watch a Raiders game?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's go west. Stop in LA, right? And
I've been there.
we're in Cali right now, and we'll give you it is Kobe's birthday today.
Yeah.
I'm not giving you LeBron, you greedy people. I'll give you an Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis.
I heard some fake rule that you can't give out LeBrons or something. So.
Guys, she's right. There is maybe potentially, allegedly, in discussions of law, if you give away LeBron, you go to jail. I don't know. It's so we can't give away LeBrons right now. By the way, Anthony Davis next year. Well, before they signed Russ, I thought he'd be a legitimate MVP discussion. Now, I think Russ is going to hurt. That's a lot of usage, but I think he's still going to have a big year. And they're going to be on national TV every game. And it'll be a lot of fun to watch.
Interesting move for sure. Got a couple Westbrook moments, and it's always curious to me, wondering like what that will do for people's impressions of the moments once the player is no longer on that team.
Right? It is an interesting thing, right? I mean,
it's like, is it still relevant, or is it like historically important? It's just that.
I mean, honestly, with the Derrick Rose we talked about, right? I feel a little hurt that like I don't think people are gonna want to remember him as a Piston. I feel like it was so short, only 1 year, right? Or was it 2 or was it 2 or was it just 1? I think I don't remember now.
I got his moments though.
Yeah, like me too, but like I'm
And
worried.
I'm keeping them not just because I have to.
I'm keeping that too, but like I thought, like people want to remember him as a Bull. Obviously when they probably run it back when that happens, people lose their minds. But I'm just not sure how much him being a Piston will that hurt the moment or not.
I have 5 of his moments.
You have 5 moments.
As a Piston. Yep.
What is he? So what moments does he have besides the? Are they all S1s in the Pistons then?
They're all S1s. I posted the link in chat, including a challenge report.
Malik Sealy, congratulations on the Anthony Davis. 1 more to give away.
This one was interesting because you'd have the same play but in different rarities.
Yeah. So like, is that like? I think that's something that wow, your account must be unbelievably sensational. Oh my God, I would be. Oh God, look at these. Oops, let's watch this one. So this is the one that the game winner over Drew Holiday. This is the one that I have too. Now your cereal is better than mine. I hate you. This was a game winner. Look at him. He just shakes off Drew so easily. One of the probably the best lockdown perimeter defender in the league, and just does a little spin move. That's a buzzer beater. I love that moment.
And as Justin said, yes, buy what you like. Like, that's
Yep.
the only advice I ever give to people. Like, don't overspend what you can't afford, but also buy what you like. Get the things that you're excited about.
Yes, you can see. You can see. So okay, we'll never do this again, right, Candy? We'll never have the same moment like in like 4 different sets and like you see Top Shot right now. That is a little bit of a bummer, right? The Zion, it's the debut. It's the and then it's like 8. It's like 8. You know, the same moment in 8 different tiers and sets, and that's probably something that we won't see again, right?
Right. So I imagine that it's something that we probably wouldn't see again. But like I said, I definitely am not the one making those decisions, so
Right.
I can't say for certain. Because to me, on the one end, like it's a bummer to see the same thing at multiple tiers because like what really differentiates them.
Right.
But at the same time, understanding that the scarcity, like for the MGLE and the legendary moments, like those are things that are going to come at a higher price point simply because of their rarity.
Right.
But if it's like a really good play, like more people are gonna want it anyway. So what if you had the like more common version just because it's a cool play? But those people who get the rare ones, like it's a cool play and it's like super scarce. So there's like I guess some argument to be made either way. But I do think that that's something that we've moved away from.
All right, I see you guys whining in chat. Fine, I'll load the wheel one last time. Type community. But again, you have 1 minute to type it in. So everyone who's claiming they're not on the wheel, we'll get you on the wheel. Type community. Let's go. We've held it here almost 3 hours, guys. I'm sorry, Candy. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
But it was awesome. Look, this is awesome,
I like
guys.
hanging out.
It was so much fun. Except for when now she's gonna make me be a warrior. Then again, it'll be fun. Except finding a green armor, that will be challenging.
I think you're resourceful. You can figure it out.
I'll find a way. I will find a way. I'm sure chat will help me find a way.
I feel like I'm gonna need to be invited to this so I can see what's happening.
Oh well, yeah, we will have you. Well, I'm gonna give you approval. I'm gonna give you make sure that you get the final approval on the attire, on the cosplay outfit.
Perfect.
All right, guys, keep typing out community. Let's go. Loading this
You could
wheel.
add some spikes to your gavel, and then you'd have a mace.
True. Although that would be dangerous because I tend to get carried away. Hammering this, hitting this, that could be a liability.
Okay, we'll get the foam ones. You'll be fine.
I'm loading the wheel, guys. 10 seconds. Type it. Now? Where are we going next? We're in LA right now. The tour's concluding. We got one more stop.
We're heading north.
Want to head north? Okay, where do you want to go? Are we going to Canada? Where are we going? How far north? Washington?
I would say Washington. Seattle is my second favorite city after Cleveland. So Washington as a state gets bonus points because of Seattle.
Washington. So if we're in Washington, wait, what's the team in Washington?
No, you're asking me about states.
There was no Supersonics, unfortunately. There will be though. They're coming back. 2 years, Candy. Seattle Supersonics are coming back. I can't wait. Never should have left Seattle. That city deserves a franchise. The Wizards are not in. Come on, the Wizards are in D.C. They're not in Washington. I was thinking Portland. I was thinking maybe do Portland. Portland's closest.
Portland.
Let's do Portland. Let's go Damian Lillard. Let's do Lillard. Yeah, Sean Kidd run it back would be sensational. All right, here we go. Final giveaway of the night. Good luck. And again, everyone give Candy a round of applause. It was awesome having her here.
Museum.
What's that?
And they have a aquarium, but don't do the petting zoo part of it because they had this kind of waist high pool that you could reach in and touch the stuff, and they had this coral sponge thing that legit grabbed me. It was like Velcro, and it was very unexpected. I do not recommend.
Wait, what was this called?
It was at the aquarium in Seattle. There was a part where you could touch things.
What attacked you? What was this?
It was some coral spongy thing. It was a safe like they recommended you could like touch things in here and like see how things in the seat feel. This thing like it was Velcro and it grabbed me.
Guys, stay away from. Yeah, I mean that sounds horrifying. Yeah. Yeah. No. DeReal, a PB.
Yes, it is the part of the Seattle Aquarium that's hands-on.
Okay, Luna knows.
I was there.
So.
I don't know what it was that I touched, but
honestly, I think we gotta chat. Let's have an investigation. Let's find out what was the thing that horrified Candy, this Velcro thing. Honestly, I don't know what this was.
I went to Seattle for spring break because I used to like play blackjack in college because the casino was right there, and so I like used those funds to go on spring break trips and to Seattle and touch something.
Wait, so you put your hand in a tank? It was in a tank?
Yeah.
I'm not putting my hand in any tanks. No way. No way.
It was like this, like, yeah, it was like maybe like waist high, and the tank was only like maybe this deep, you know. So, I mean, it was easy to reach in. Like, they recommended it. It was like the hands-on part. So I thought it was safe. It was just uncomfortable.
I mean, an IRL stream in Seattle at this place, and we get revenge on this animal. You know, maybe we talk to it. Maybe he wasn't a Raiders fan. All right, Mods. Hopefully you wrote down the 5 winners. Congrats, DeReal. Candy.
Ronnie wants to know if I like the poster. I like the poster so much I put it on my Instagram. I love the poster. Thank you.
Wait, what poster? What's I missed it. What poster?
This stream promotion image.
We interview all the inhabitants of the tank. I mean, I don't know if they talk to us, but yeah, I mean, it'd be a fun stream. All right, guys, we held it here for 3 hours almost. Thank you so much for your time. I know you're super busy. This was honestly, it's so much fun. I learned a ton about a variety of topics. So the TopShot part was awesome, but again, just getting to know you was really cool. And I'm just super happy you're at TopShot, that you're part of this project, that you're in this space. You're much needed, and it was just great to get to know you and to learn. And you know, it truly was a pleasure.
Thank you for having me and for the community for being so welcoming. Say that like the judge of our RudeM00se stuff, I was like, oh gosh, we're not gonna have to do that, are we?
No.
But it was very pleasant. I'm really excited to have the opportunities to hang out with everybody and, you know, ramble on about stuff for a couple hours, because that's one of my favorite things to do. So
and so we can see you next streaming when and where?
I will be doing marbles again on my Twitch on Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern.
6 p.m. Eastern. We will be there, all of us. And again, we're also, I want to get in the whale community, so hopefully we can all get involved in that too. And I think Candy was so great tonight. I'm gonna send you my heart. I have a heart NFT that I only give.
One of those from GB.
Yeah, from GB. He's in the chat right now. GB, you gave
matching hearts.
You already gave her a heart, GB? I thought I was special. You know what? I'm giving her a heart too.
You're very special. Now we can have matching ones.
Yeah, and now I will give you a heart. Again, it only goes to the best of the best guests that we have. Honestly, I gave it to a couple people. I take it back. I'm taking back my hearts. But she deserves it. Honestly, so much fun. Can't thank you much, and we got it. Can't thank you enough, and we have to have you back on soon. And definitely when we get the cosplay going, we will have you come on for that one too.
I'm looking forward to the cosplay for sure, and excited to come back whenever you guys want.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks, Candy. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye. That was awesome, guys. She was great. That was a lot of fun. I mean, I didn't know a ton about her, right? Watched her streams, heard her in office hours, but who's nicer than that? What I mean, wow, that just really cool. Honestly, and what I said, I meant like having her in the space, much needed, right? It seems like she's got her fingers on the pulse, and it's just what an asset to have in the TopShot community. That was just a real joy to get her on the show. Yeah, we gotta have her back for sure. Also, we kept her like 3 hours. I feel bad, but it's I don't know. Time just flew. Ronnie, thank you. Yeah, Luna. Yeah, I hope you guys all enjoyed it. I thought she was great. She was great. Yeah, she did. She had a quick response to the warrior. And it would be a good one, right? The warrior, that would be a good cosplay. Thank you, Malik Sealy. BTG, you were pretty good, chat. Yeah, you guys were pretty good, chat. Yes, I thought her answers were great, right? Um, and also, I just love getting the different perspectives. Even I mean, I agree with them all, but getting really smart people on to give their thoughts is very important, and I think having these discussions are just super helpful. Politicos, she broke a lot of big news. She's what I forgot. I forgot. Beta? We're out of beta, maybe? No, I'm kidding. She didn't break any news. No breaking news. Jacob said big things are coming, though. He did. We can say that. Thank you, Popmans. Thank you. Very, very kind of you. Also, guys. Dredge, you're right. You're right. That would be good. Yeah, look, I mean, like a lot of it though, she's not involved in a lot of the rake back. I don't in those decisions as well. So um, it's really. I think she still gave a ton of great insight, into what she does at Top Shot and her thoughts. Politicos, that is true. That is true, Politicos. That's true. Now. Wow, I have so many tabs open. I feel, honestly, I could see you guys all the time. Thank you, Guzman. I thought I could see you all the time talking about moments being sold, running backs. It's time. Breaking news. What happened? Did our accounts? Are we still mooning? What happened while we were having a great show? Thank you, Squeak. I appreciate that. You know what? I don't even have the sound effects ready. Woo! Guys! We're over 15K. That's a new animal. That's a new animal. 10K was a baby swan. And now 15K is what? I don't even know what that is. A new animal. Still mooning confirmed. Confirmed. Okay, Giannis playoff challenge award. Itablo, what happened? What happened? Candy came on the show. Everyone saw Candy on the show. They got so enthused. The energy's back, and we're back. I mean, the market cap is going insane right now. I mean, yeah. 840 million market cap. I mean, you're up 14% today alone. Jesus. It's all happening. I mean, every time you click, it just keeps going up and up. It's so much fun. Yeah, LaMelo is getting out of hand. Like, his 40K is now $74, right? I mean, it seems too good to be true. Like, yeah, Seabass, that's the thing that kind of worries me, though. What do you mean LaMelo at 5,000 now? What does that mean? Freeman, which LaMelo? Guys, tomorrow, look what's happening tomorrow. Summer of '69. I should have asked Candy about that song. No, Bryan Adams? She didn't mention Bryan Adams. Summer of '69. I used to love that song. Wow, this is up 13% in the last 24 hours. 15. Again, I completed this 1,572 completions, 12 hours left. We'll see mine tomorrow. What will my quickly be? Luna. I love that song. I do. Summer 69. My first 60. Yeah, I don't know the words. I don't know the words. Let's check out the winners of the day. I think the winner's Candy. So is that just an AD TopShot debut? No, it's a. What's that? What's JS? What's JS? Is that my MGLE? Is that the Series 2 MGLE? Ronnie, let's go, Ronnie. Is it really? No, it still says mine's in the red here. Ronnie, you lied to me. That's not mine. That's my only moment in the red. Horrifies me. The right side is mine. You're down 12 tiers for that comment. How dare you? Why is mine on the right here? Ronnie, you're down. That's a big time loser tonight, Ronnie. Which AD is? I still don't know which Andy Davis that is. I don't know what JS means. Mitchell All-Star Game. The All-Star Game pump is set is pumping. This, one of the most iconic moments on the site. They butchered, when I first joined the site, this was one of the moments I thought I would get immediately. The Kawhi Leonard one finger block, the pinky block. Is it a pinky or index finger? The one finger block. The angles are just not good when you watch the moment, but you can see it was under $100, and now 205, which I still think is 220. I don't know what it is, but I still think that's a good deal. Of 116%. Finally getting respect back to all these great moments. It's a middle finger. Also, this is new today. Buy moments with crypto. That's new today. We talked about that in our Discord call a little bit. Yeah, right here. Like, my only thing is I wish they would have had a better angle of showing, like, when you watch the game, they gave you a great slow-mo of showing, you could see it exactly the middle finger. And you watch this, you can't really tell. You can see the angles aren't the best. Well, I think everything's pumping is the answer, Freeman, but I'm not sure which Murray you mean. Yeah, my only thing with the playoff set is that once we get these 10,000 packs, are we gonna see that drop a little bit again? It has to be, right? And it's a shame because they're finally pumping a little bit. What's Akafi doing here? Oh, this is the AD. Oh, it's a bubble moment. Of course, Akafi has it. He's got everything. He's a whale. He's a true whale. Of course, he's got it here. I don't have this. Why is this pumping? Enough MGLE. I do love bubble moments, though. They look so cool. My ranking, though, it's not. It went down. I was 680. What, 6 last night? Guys, let us all remember. We will dip again, right? let's just remember, that we'll be okay. Even when we dip, we're gonna go back up. Poker Pro, 100K. Warren, you gotta be. Again, now we are getting to a point where everything's super expensive again. And when buying, you gotta be careful, right? I got burned before. Last time the market was like this, I went crazy. I was buying everything. You gotta learn from the past, our past mistakes, and we'll use it now when we're in a pump, and be smarter, right? Yeah, Randall, that's what we did before, right? And we will do that again when we dip. But there's so many moments that I still want to get. But I mean, everything. I mean, we are approaching prices close to when I first joined the site, and it's great to see, and also a little scary. I'm not gonna lie, because now when you're spending, that kind of money on some of these moments, there's some trepidation, and you should really think carefully before you're buying some of this stuff now. Yeah, no. Again, we're at the very beginning. The utility, we've seen like very, very snippets of what's to come. Again, why we've been so high on this project always, and why we've stayed. Well, when people left. What is the Triple J? Let's go look. So just so you don't know, just so you know on stream. Actually, can we share this or not? People in Discord were last night. Were very, I don't know, they wanted to be very secretive about what they may buy. Triple J debut 136. I didn't even realize I have his MGLE 2. I think I had to buy it for a challenge. 169 MGLE 2, 645 for the. So, all right, so I'll take you behind the scenes. Looks like we had a couple undercutters overnight. Am I worried at all about Panini after they announced licensing? I'm gonna be honest. It wasn't great to read. But again, I want to speak to Panini first and get their thoughts, and speak to a couple people from that Discord before I share my thoughts, because I've not really been plugged in enough on it. But yeah, I'm not what you want to see, right? Losing that licensing seems like a pretty big freaking deal. So. Am I nervous? I am. But let me talk to them and get their thoughts and find out the real details. Also, I didn't really read any articles about it. Let me get the full details, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. Yeah, Airstab, again, I need to read and find out. I don't want to talk about something I'm not fully, informed on. So, the Triple J, you can see right here, it's got a nice pump, right? It pumps to about $1,000 and then $1,350. But we did research on this moment last night, and someone bought 5 of these like 4 days ago, right? And they bought cheaper than this. So there's a better than average chance that when we buy up this floor and we think we're going to make a lot of money, that person who just bought 5 is going to swoop right in, and that's when he's going to sell, right? Because he's going to make a really nice profit. He bought for I think 500. So you got a guy who bought 5 of them who's going to come right in here. So it's a misleading wall. It's an artificial wall. It's not really paper thin. It looks paper thin, but it's truly not. And that's the kind of research that if you really want to look into a moment before you're spending that kind of money, you can do. It's all in the blockchain. It's all there, right? So we spent time last night looking at this moment hard. But we saw that person who just bought 5, and while this wall looks great, That guy who has 5 is waiting. He's waiting, and he's ready to sell right in this range. So while it looks like 1, 2, you buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 to get to 1,000. It's really like 11. And that's can it be done? Sure, but it'd be a little tougher. Now, if you still love the moment, you love the play, not bad to get. But just again, when you're this is the type of research and diligence you should probably be doing if you're going to spend that kind of money. Especially if you're looking for thin walls, right? In moments that could really pump. Guys, I think we're going to end the show pretty soon. I feel like let's end it on a high, right? You bought another Vince and a Zion Rising Star. Okay, Rebel. Guys, it is closing time. What was your favorite part of the show? What'd you like? What'd you not like? What'd you learn? Let's hear from you. What'd you guys think of Candy? Honestly. Yeah, Gio. Again, like getting burned the first time, right? When I joined the site. Now we have to use that to make better decisions going forward. And again, when I first joined the site, I didn't look at that stuff. I just bought. I bought because I thought they're great moments I want to collect. This time, we're smarter. So we're going to make better decisions. It's a lot of money. Thank you, Bleezy. Yeah, DeReal, you're right? Like, she really was great. It was a joy to talk to someone like that. Thank you, Chills. Yeah, it was, again, like her passion, like her passion for community. It just was really cool, and like it brings another angle to this that we don't really talk about that often. We talk about the basketball fans and the moments and the product, how easy it is to use, the utility, right? And she kind of talked more about utility. I mean community, and why that adds such another unique dimension. And when you think about it, what are we building here? A community. That's what we built. A vacation, Akafee, too much going on. One day. Big Red Dog, I love you. Fnatic's going to stuff the physical card market. Will TopShot benefit? Seabass, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the impact will be with TopShot on that. Thank you, Big Red Dog, for sharing that news. Warren, we're not even on the moon yet. We're chilling. Like we're at the we're driving on our way to Houston to NASA. Right, but we're not even at NASA yet. We're not even at the NASA headquarters. Wherever the space shuttle is, we can't even find the space shuttle. We're just chilling. We're tourists right now. We're not even on board yet. No takeoff yet. Richmond, thank you. Lou ball, I don't know. Nikki, not sure what that means. You are smarter than me. I don't know these. 9 lives, not NLL. First dib on what? On which part? La Liga. I know that. I think I missed something. What's La Liga? Is that? I think it's soccer, but I don't know what that means. Is there a soccer NFT? So TopShot is producing soccer moments? Yeah, I mean, that's the part of the 9 Lives Lounge we don't know, right? We're going to get early access to projects, but they never said which ones, right? So that's part of the suspense that we don't know. But we're definitely going to get first dibs on a lot of projects. Which ones, though? That we'll see. I'm not a huge soccer fan, but it's fine. Maybe I can get into it. Dreads, I don't want to read an article right now. I'm tired, man. Tired. I did a lot of research for that interview. I wanted to be, I wanted to be well versed in the whale token, whale coin. Live token under maintenance? No. Ooh, who got that James Harden? Who got it? Did one of you guys get this beauty? Who got that? Who got that Harden? What do you mean, Akafi? Marcus Smart playoff moment. Where? Where? I don't see it. Two purchases of DeJounte Murray debut. Guys, I gave you guys so many of these away. DeJounte Murray's TopShot debuts on the stream. Oh, we're doing all right. We're giving away a Marcus Smart playoff debut. Thank you, Akafi. All right, I bought this yesterday for $380, $735 here. Wow, it's still only $80 for his debut. That's what I mean. It's still a very good entry point for new users. That's still too low. All right, guys. One more Wheel of Wonder tonight. Some people left. You suckers. Suckers. We will go. The keyword. Yeah, Candy or RudeM00se or just Moose. Which one do we like? Raiders? I think it's Candy with Nye, I think. What do you want to do? Okay, we'll do Sucka Ducka. Sucka Ducka. Yeah, let's do Raiders. Raiders. How about that? Her favorite NFL interview was Sebastian Janikowski. That was interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. Raiders. Marcus Smart. Playoff debut. Wow, so yeah, I'm just seeing the Dapper tweet. Dapper Labs will create similar NFT collectibles featuring moments from La Liga. Summer of 2022 is going to launch. Okay. It's all happening. Breaking news. Breaking news. Hold on, let me get my sound effects. Yeah, the Premier League. That's yeah. I've never heard of the La Liga. That was the top football league in the world for. Okay, it was okay. I have heard of the Premier League. Even I've heard of that. This is gonna be a fun week. Tomorrow. 10 p.m. Eastern. The founder of Harems coming on the show. Breaking news. Thursday, our friend Phil from Stripperville, coming back on the show to give away 3 strippers and some ETH. Lots of ETH. Maybe the bouncer too. I'm not sure. Baller Blockchain Steve. I'm not sure. We keep playing we keep messing in the DMs together. We can't get a time. I think it's gonna be we're almost guaranteed Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday. Baller Blockchain Steve. And more on the way. More on the way. Zion probably is gonna be. Let's give a year. Let's give a year for Zion. Richmond, I don't know what you want me to do with that. You know. Come on, don't be a troll. Come on. No comment. All right, guys. The keyword tonight is Raiders, in honor of Candy's favorite team. Everyone's going to play Sucka Ducka. You're all going to be ducks. Pill, it's going to be a fun week. Yeah, worldwide soccer, it's the biggest sport in the world. Yeah, come on. In Discord call we'll do a Discord call after the show to decompress like we do every night. It's basically like our locker room where we towel off, we shower, and we talk about was the judge good, was he bad? You guys give me a feedback. It's a little decompressed zone. Again, after every show, it takes me 2 hours from the adrenaline rush. Because I put in so much passion and energy on these shows, it takes me like 2 hours at least to wind down to be able to fall asleep. So we'll talk a little bit about harems in the Discord call. Yasmin, that's fair. That's fair. No, Candy told us that it's the Raiders. She does. Her dad got pissed at her because it's not the Lions. Hit him with the gavel. Hit him. You weren't listening. Moot. The keyword moot. Raiders. Yeah, Justin. Good. Yeah. Brian Lee. No. Yesterday we went till 9 in the morning, and it ruined my whole day today. I was nervous, fidgety, anxious. We can't do that every night. Man. I mean, when we're going to bed, people are getting up for work already. Right now, it's not good. Bruticus, we got to change, Bruticus. We can change. Moot. Where's Chobobo? Is Chobobo not here? Righteous One, you're missing something by your name. Dangly, I gotta be honest, I've not paid much attention to him at all. He's probably not happy with me. Yeah, Beamer, yeah, I know, not good. Let's go, guys. 1 more minute to type, Wait, when did I... See, that's what I mean. Look at my account right now. I'm not lying with you guys. I don't remember buying, this Dort. I got a 15 Dort out of 40K. When did I buy that? Was that today? I don't remember. I remember sniping this Bridges today. 147. And this Giannis, I won that in an auction. I think this morning. And I sniped that Embiid last night in the middle of the night. 72 throwdown. Yeah, GB, but that takes too much work, Bruticus, tell your wife I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll be better. Once DFS starts, we're going to have to be better. We're going to have to be, because we have to stream much, much earlier, So don't worry. I do wonder how does she find time to do all this stuff, right? I think she has kids as well. Like, man, she's like woman of the year. I'd vote for her. How does she juggle all these things? Justin, that may be true. That's true, Poker Pro. Game 47, you're right. Yeah, and stay calm, right? Like, you're right, Beamer, yeah. Drew Holiday, Hollow. Nothing whetting my appetite here. Still without a hollow, guys. I have no hollow moment. I'm not a real collector until you get a hollow. Righteous One, what do you mean? You got a lawnmower. I think you're good. So someone didn't have a sub thing by their name. Yeah, big. The hollows you would think would be next pumping, but again, they're expensive, right? So it's easier to pump. You know, even the 9 Lives Lounge people, they have budgets. They have, you know, you can't pump everything. Yeah, the subscribe button. Look, man, the Van Vliet, I saw that today, right? It was but like again, there's people laying in the weeds. So the value for that isn't what it shows. Remember, people who haven't listed, they'll start listing, right? They'll start listing. Now, I hope if you have a Van Vliet, I hope I'm wrong. So you just got to be careful saying that certain moments have mooned, right? Just remember, people can list, and like that's happened to me in the past. I thought my moment's mooning, and then people were waiting for that moment to go up, and then people want to sell it. They want to make money. So we got to wait a couple days and see if it stabilizes. But I did see I think Fred Van Vliet had like 3 listings yet left. All right, we're watching Paul George, and then loading the wheel, or loading the ducks. Wait, how's my wait, so what you guys told me is LaMelo still pumping? Honestly, is LaMelo I don't know, man. What if he has a bad year? What if he has a bad year? $75 for his 40K now, $3,350 for his holy shit for his MGLE. The Rising Star up to 1,375. I sniped this. I got trolled in my DM so hard. I sniped that Rising Star for $7.99. I got trolled so hard in my DMs. Look at that. 4 Badger, 1,100. The Cool Cats back up to 5K. Let's go. No, Karpik, my point would be, what if he struggles? Will that impact pricing, right? I mean, he's priced right now like he's going to be an all-time great. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So, do I sell, one of these and buy a great LeBron, right? There's a lot of tough calls that we have to make. Yeah, I think it will impact pricing too, right? I think a lot of the rookies are going to that people thought could be great may struggle, right? Patrick Williams, Okoro. Some of these guys are going to end up being not very good, unfortunately, because it happens every class. Now, 1 or 2 will break out. Which ones? That's what's so fun about the season. Oh, come on. LaMelo's not going to be Sam Bowie. He's going to be really good. He's going to be really good. His floor is very high. But if he's not an all-time great, I'd be like, yeah. If I had to wager right now, very good or all-time great, I would say very good. He's going to be very good. Not a legendary player, though, in my opinion. But again, he's so young. Who knows? Who knows? I just don't see him being the best player on a championship team. Could I be wrong, though? Of course. He's gonna be great. He's gonna be great. Like, come on, he's too talented. Poker Pro. That's a Discord call question. Maybe. Dangley, it's a problem, right? Yeah, Patrick Williams is not gonna get the ball. His usage is not gonna be very high. You're right. Levine, Lonzo, DeMar, Vucevic, and Patrick Williams. Very good starting five. I am aroused. I'm excited. But yeah, Patrick Williams. How much of the ball will he get? That's why I don't like the DeMar DeRozan signing. I don't. We'll see though. We'll see. Let's go, Tadley. Yumma. Back up to 5,200 now. The new ape. Look at that. Come on. It is, honestly, I think we should limit me checking how many times I can check my my account per day. I didn't check for like 4 months. I net checked one time. I really didn't. It was so, you know. It's just more fun when you are in the green. But yeah, like I've heard some Zach LaVine for Simmons. If I'm the Bulls, I do it. If I'm Philly, I'm not sure if I do it. LaVine's really good. He's really good. If you had a Ben Simmons and Lonzo backcourt defensively, that would be the best defensively backcourt in the league. Offensively though, Lonzo would have to step it up. You have to step it up. Now again, I think he can. Joe Bobo, I'm glad you're here. Yeah, DeMar and Simmons. I think, yeah. Again, I would like more of a spacer. DeMar's not a great shooter. If you got Simmons, you got to give him spacing, right? Because he's not shooting. So I would like DeMar and Simmons. I'm not sure. Not the greatest fit in the world, Lonzo, Simmons, and DeMar, but I'm a big Simmons fan, man. I just think when you got, he can do so many things on the court. I just think the ceiling is so high for him. No, look, I think LaVine's really good. He took a big step last year. Very efficient. It was a big step. And defensively, he got a little better too. Defensively. GB, I was not on live token for 2 hours. Yeah, Simmons is like 24. I don't know how old Levine is. He's not old. I'm loading. Everyone's gonna be duck. Last 1 minute. Type Raiders. Poker Pro. We called you the MC. You know, for a mint count. You're the MC. You want a mint count expert? It's Poker Pro. Takai, what'd you miss? Everything. I feel like what's going on in the NFT space? I feel like I'm so glued into TopShot now again. What did I miss? Did you guys mint anything? Card Pig, I gotta be honest. I did not spend a lot of time with the Bale today. He's not happy. Did you guys mint anything? Tools of Rock? Is that like School of Rock? Gas was crazy. Fucking gas. Okay, Dangley, let's go. Oh no. What's the Doge floor? Oh no. I sold too soon. I got one left, but yeah, I thought this may happen, but you know what? I wanted the profits. Whatever. Puppy's coming September 1. Crypto Babe coming on the show after that. 1.3. Yeah. 1.39. Jesus Christ. 1.37. The Canine Cartel is tomorrow, right? Fun Monsters is back. You know, I don't look, man. This space, you just gotta take profit sometimes. It's too volatile. So, Poker Pro, chat. Do you want to see? Do you want to see the video again? Do you want to see the Cannon Cartel video again? To know what we're all gonna try to mint tomorrow. Okay, Dreads. Politicos, I'm tired, man. Canine, Canine, you know, whatever. Yes, Winter, we found out yesterday Texans has an ape. Yeah. Arian, you got knocked down 2 tiers for that comment. Every day I look at your Muse plot and it makes me so sad. You betrayed your family. 2 tiers, you're down. Kanini? All right, give me your damn YouTube video. Let's play it, and then we're gonna play Sucka or Ducka. Now we're all gonna try to mint these tomorrow. Please, no one talk about this anymore. We don't want the gas wars to get crazy. So everyone, if anyone asks you, this project sucks, but we're gonna mint.
Okay, so you'd like to meet the members of the Canine Cartel? Well, listen up and listen good. I'm only gonna say this once.
Also, please, everyone at home, you need get a notebook. You gotta take notes. They have so many characters in this. It's like the game of Clue. There's a lot of notes to take. It's like a web of a. There's so many things going on in this game. Holy shit! There's a captain, a general. There's a lot going on here. So just a lot to take in. Take notes.
First, you've likely already seen hanging in the gutters,
Chihuahuas suck.
using as much product as they
Yeah, they're the
peddle.
floor.
Yeah, that's right. I'm talking about the Chihuahuas, the dealers. They can get you just about anything you need. They talk a big game, but they're low lives.
Yeah.
Faithful to
Low
no
lives.
one but their own sinful desires. The soldiers, on the
I
other
feel like every girl I dated had a Chihuahua, and when I was like in my late 20s, and they were nasty dogs, nasty. I love dogs, you know me, but the Chihuahuas.
And those mutts are the General's loyal army. They would march into hellfire at their leader's command. Together, they help keep the rival cartels in check, and our canine brothers when need be. But for those outside the cartel, discipline is handled by the enforcers.
This is where I wish it would have been a French bulldog, but it's an English bulldog. I still love English bulldogs though; they're great.
General will step on his paws. Some bulldogs will be paying you a visit. The only one they fear is the captain.
Woo!
These Great Danes command the soldiers and report to the general only. From time to time, a cartel
The captain,
member
that's who dated
challenges
Misty
the
in
captain.
college.
Let's just say they've earned their respect. With all this muscle, you might think the general feels pretty safe. But for a man of his status, you can never be too careful. And that's why his pit bull security
We talked about this yesterday. Pit bulls eat people. Be careful.
roams the compound. If you want in or out, you have to go through them. You may be wondering how
Pit-
the general
pugs,
keeps
pugs.
all these men loyal. If it's fear or respect that keeps them in line, the answer to that is the money man. The pugs ensure all the men keep their pockets lined. They handle everything from the businesses they grease to the general's vault. And if your score comes in low, they'll know. The only one with authority to mess with their money is, of course, the boss's wife. The Pomeranians get to spend the general's money as they wish. and command his troops the same. At least, since what happened to the last mutt that disrespected one of these fine ladies. Now, how do you think...
If you're taking notes at home, we got the dealer, the soldier, the enforcer, the captain, the security chief, the money man, the boss's wife. Holy shit.
The cartel deals with serious problems, like a powerful rival, or a dissenting member, or a high-profile lawman. Well, as luck would have it, they all seem to mysteriously disappear. That's the official narrative, at least. The husky hitman may have another story. When it comes to really running the cartel, the lieutenants are the ones handling the day-to-day operations and speaking for the general when needed. These Dobermans are classy, business-minded, and they certainly have a flair for the finer things in life.
I think I may be in a
Some
lieutenant.
think they even get into trouble with the Pomeranians, but don't let them catch you spreading that rumor. And at last, we meet
Woo!
the general.
Woo!
He earned his title by defeating the leader of the cat cartel. He's the meanest motherfucker in the whole cartel. The meanest motherfucker in the whole of the cat cartel. He's the meanest motherfucker in the cartel. He's the meanest motherfucker in the whole cartel. The rest of them talk a big game, but they know it, and that's why the Sheba runs things. So, now you've met the members, do you think you're loco enough to join them? Before you make that decision, remember that once you join the cartel, you're in for life.
RudeM00se is still here. RudeM00se, who do you like? Which one do you like? She likes the husky. Which one's the husky? We got the dealer, the soldier, the enforcer, the captain, the security chief, the money man, the boss's wife, the hitman, the lieutenant, and the general. Look, the hitman. The hitman. I think I like the lieutenant the most, but I'm not sure. RudeM00se, are you gonna go for one of these tomorrow? Honestly, it's a lot of notes. Oh my god. Yeah, now she feels like she has to too, right? I know, yeah. Wait, so we're minting, obviously. You can't choose who you get. That's the minting, obviously. I just don't want a dealer. Don't give me a dealer, right? I don't want a dealer. Yeah, it's a lot though. The pug. Which one was the pug? That was too much. Take down. Oh, the money man. The money man. Pug's the money man. Yeah, guys, what time is it tomorrow? It's 0.05. What time is it, guys? So we can, I don't even know. We gotta tell RudeM00se. 11 Pacific, RudeM00se, so 2 p.m. Eastern. 2 p.m. Eastern, that would be 1 Central. I don't know. I mean, it looks cool, right? Where can you buy it? I forgot. There was, the website was funny too, right, guys? What was the website? Canine Cartel. Chad, what was the website? Oh, there you go. It's funny. You're one loco cabrone? Is that cabrone? For coming in here. And it's like, you know, your canine makes you one of us, but we be warned, we're a ride or die crew. Getting in is simple. Getting out won't be good for your health. You know, it's a clever little thing, right? And this is funny to me. You're all shit eaters until you're in. This is like what RudeM00se talked about, right? When she first found the crypto kitties, and it was like DTF, right? It's just like, you know, it's a little silly but stupid but funny. Okay. You can even write a little reminder in the website. Yeah, Pokebro, once you're in for life. Yeah, look, Hatch or Heat. I'm with you. Lately, every time that I've tried to mint something that I've actually wanted, the gas wars have been too high. Um, so it's a bummer. It's a bummer. Uh, we'll see. 13 hours, during the day, typically gas. Again, I don't know what the is. Are you guys in the Discord? I'm in it, but I haven't really. I'm not in it. I joined. How big is the Discord right now? Are they getting hype? Are they getting hype? Well, Richmond, remember, this is why we love Phil and Stripperville. They had a white list, right? And they let us mint 30 minutes before, so there was no gas wars. There was no gas wars. He took care of the early adopters, and that's why when we talked to RudeM00se about how trying to get rid of the gas wars. Why can't more projects do something like that, right? You'll pay 1K plus. Whoa! I don't. Who said gas me 1K? If gas is 1K, I'm not buying. I'm not buying. Come on. Again, no way. I'm not gonna spend 1K on gas. Like, what you have to do is pick a price point you're comfortable with in spending in gas. If it goes above that, you kind of just gotta bail, right? True, Poker Pro. True, but again, they had the right. They tried. All right, I'm loading the wheel. You got everyone type Raiders. Okay, Acme says the gas wars will not be that high for this project. What was their Twitter following? Yeah, so they 2,400 followers. Yeah, so I'm not sure the hype doesn't look like the hype's been huge for this one. So maybe we got a chance. Maybe we got a chance here. Oh, they did a little collaboration with Meebits. We like the Meebits. Yeah, like right, it looks fun, right? And like right now, it's cool to do stuff like that. I'm not really clear on. So what's the what's the game gonna be though? Like what's the are we? It's like did they have a? Is there a white paper? Is there a roadmap about how these things are gonna come into action? Or right now is it just if you get one, you could say I'm an enforcer and I'm a money man or I'm the lieutenant. Is there? Etab, though, you make a good point. Once you're in, you're in. Maybe that's all. Maybe that's all you need. Once you're in, you're in. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, my fear with a lot of these projects is what we're seeing is that they keep saying that the gamification's coming, but we don't really know that, right? We hope so, but we've seen in this space it can be a lot of people who are not really being honest with us. It's hard to trust people in this space. So where are they with the gamification? Are they really invested, right? Like a lot of people are like, game coming soon. Well, is it? Is it coming soon? I hope so. We hope so. Okay, they got an underground casino. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That would be sweet, right? Come on, let's take our that I see that's creative. I like it. Well, Melissa, the difference with TopShot and saying hardcore is coming, one, we know it really is, right? We know that they're working on that, right? We know the team, right? We just talked to one of the team members. We know they're phenomenal. We know the product's great. And by the way, they have a million other things that we can do in the meantime while we're waiting for hardcore. So I think that analogy is awful. Hit him with the gavel. Hit him. That was the worst analogy I've ever seen in my life. There's no same difference. There couldn't be more difference with that analogy. Hit him. Everyone hit him. Yeah, it is like it is like every new it's like when every project would be like we'll airdrop you a puppy or a baby or whatever it is, and they all kind of follow the same. Game's coming. All right, everyone's gonna be duck right here. I don't know if RudeM00se is still here. If she is, get ready, because this game is going to be a sensation. It's called Ducka Sucka. Or Sucka Ducka. One of those two. Everyone's a duck. Yeah, Rumus, don't worry, Rumus. You'll get the hang of it. Everyone's a duck. We always have short races, you know, little 3 minutes 70, you know, whatever that means. So the winner of the race, you're all ducks, and the winner of this race wins a Top Shot moment. And right here, you're going to win a Marcus Smart playoff moment. Look at that, leftover White Castle. I love White Castle. So good, so delicious, so delicious. And you can see everyone, all the ducks are dressed fantastically. And these ducks are all very cordial. No one ever takes a big lead. Everyone plays by the rules here. No one ever goes past you know, that line here. Rick is a reindeer. I like it, Rick. Again, you can type kick and boost, and it will do nothing. So feel free. Yasmin. Looks like you got a little fungus. Ronnie. Okay, Superman. Yeah, music will be good here. Again, there's quacking, but we usually don't let the quacking go until about a couple minute or two. Okay, Steph Dredge, you're a doctor. Cho Bobo, you got a captain's hat on. Congratulations. Where's RudeM00se's duck? Do we see her? Akvi's always at the bottom. Again, we learned that it goes by alphabetical order. Akvi's always at the bottom here. He's got a backwards hat. Oh, there she is, RudeM00se. There you are. You're a red ducky. Scott, you are you know, you're guarding the queen with that outfit. That RudeM00se, it's good not to wear a lot of attire because you don't want to get weighed down in the water. You don't want to get weighed down. This, you got a chance. You got a chance. Yeah, again, you're playing it smart. You got strategy. Yeah, you're steady. You know, it's a long race. No need to kill yourself in the beginning. Warren, look at you. You and RudeM00se are twins. Okay, Justin, I see you. You and Mana are twins. Chills, look at you. Are you an alien? Are you an alien duck, Chills? I think you are. Trout Star, you're the old man tonight. Looking good. So is Rimo. Two minutes, we let some quacks in. And we let quacks. Winter, nice little ensemble you got there. Okay, Jedi, you got a little crown. I like it. Salad, look at you. You're a lovely. What is that? What's that? Is that what is that? Are you a beauty pageant duck? I've never seen that one. Is that new? Righteous One, you're going to the moon. You're with us in Top Shot. You're going to the moon. You got a little space shuttle thing on, I think. Brian Lee, you strawberry hat, you. Look at you. I see you guys. Jill, you're a Viking. You're a Viking, Jill. And now, the fun and games becomes, you know, serious now. You know, it was Marcus Smart playoff moment here on the line. Poker Pro, I don't even see you. Where are you? Oh my God, Poker Pro. Yes, you can't win in that outfit. That's the outfit, the one in the green. Yeah, you can never win. It's weighing you down. Again, this game's not about looks. You know, you gotta. It's too much. You went too far there. All right, who's gonna kick? Who's gonna kick? 10 seconds. Looks like Baller wants to make a move here. Uh-oh. Baller. You held him off. Congratulations. What did you say? Yeah, good race. Woo. He's feisty. All right, congratulations, Baller. Is Baller here? Is Baller here? Oh no. Baller. He is here? Okay. All right, guys, I think we're going to wrap it up there. A very short show tonight. You know, a little under 4 hours. And hope you guys had fun. I had fun. Again, we thank Candy for coming on the show. Yeah, Ervin, I feel like going anymore would just ruin the show. You know, let's end on a high. You know, I can't compete with Candy anymore. I mean, come on. It'd be all downhill from here. Again, we thank Candy for coming on the show. So much fun. We learned a lot. And I love you guys. Guess what? We're back tomorrow. We're back tomorrow. And we'll be in Discord all night. Because we never sleep. This never ends. We always, there's more to do. Right? We've got to watch the TopShot market, the NFT space. No rest. Yeah, I'm gonna walk my dog, feed him, maybe eat dinner, and then I'll be in voice channel very soon. But right now, for me and the bailiff, court is adjourned.